Monsters infest the forests. Demons foul dwarven minds. Dragons roam the skies. The populace cries out for heroes in their time of need. Heroes with cunning, prowess, intelligence, and perhaps even the favor of gods. These are not those heroes.
Hello and welcome to TBD Tabletop Games, where we play D&D as best we can. We're like the little engine that could D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah, we think we can.
We think we can.
We'll once again do a little introduction just to start ourselves off. On my left here, stage right.
I am Jane. I am the dwarf of mountainous proportions. Dwarven fighter of mountainous proportions. That's it.
I'm Amir, and I'm playing Big Rich, and yeah, he's a wizard. Does cool shit, fireballs, innocent people, you know. That's it.
That's cool.
Doug?
Hello, I'm Duncan. I'm playing Arnis Bornot, wizard fighter, and I'm just in spirit today.
Ethereal plane.
Yeah.
It looks like it's working out.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad,
Yeah, it
actually.
doesn't look terrible.
One day it's just going to be like you and me playing, and then just like screens.
Yeah. With so many laptops.
Yeah. We'll just we'll just be drinking, crying. I wish you guys were here. Yeah. Go ahead for us.
I am Nick. I am playing Adamosterov Develop III, a High Elf Ranger, Monster Hunter variation, and
I'm Dan. I'm playing a half elf warlock. His nickname is Stinky. We have not yet revealed his full name, mostly because I don't know it yet.
Mostly.
That doesn't.
Because the backstory is written except for that one specific part.
I'm Dalar, a gnome rogue. My name's Derek. Done.
And of course I am the dungeon master for this crew. My name is of course Craig.
Is it?
Of course, correct?
I believe so.
Of course,
I've
Craig.
been
Of course,
told.
Craig.
I've been told.
Nice
that
to
it
meet
is.
you, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, his last name's Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of
It's like
prefix,
Daniel
it's
Craig.
like Sir Craig.
Yeah, exactly. So, of course, Craig. Yeah, it was my title. I earned it. Of course. I may be mispronouncing it. It was after I really steered a boat astray, and they started calling me off course.
Of
Craig.
course, Craig. Yeah.
I just shortened it, hyphenated it. Simpler for people.
Just drop the F. Just drop the F-bomb right there.
We will be rejoining our adventurers today after a bit of a rough night where these strange shadowy dogs attacked the party. This all followed a peculiar day where they emerged from the Kobold Caves and made their way back to the road where they had where they would have made camp nights before, only to see a strange rider pass by them. They followed kind of at their own pace, and a few hours later ran into the rider's horse, only to follow it up to where they had previously met the two women, the grandmother and her granddaughter. But they found the rider this time dead at their doorstep, a dagger through his lung. Upon entering, they found three women. Allison claiming to be very injured, with a very bloody-looking arm, and a new third girl, who was almost catatonic. She didn't seem to be very responsive to anything around her. Big Rich, maybe being a little trigger-happy or a little nervous, who's to say, sparked things into motion by hurling a fireball down the chimney and igniting the entire cabin into a blaze, killing the young girl, but the other two have mysteriously vanished.
Good job killing the young girl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to give her a potion until I informed him that no, she was straight dead. Does not have that much HP. Anyway, our
Can't
party.
say I didn't try.
Our party is conflicted with the results of this. Not sure if whether or not they did was the right thing. Who's to say? Only time will tell. As we return, you've had a very rough night with being attacked in the middle. Stinky, your dreams have kind of really come to a head with giant ethereal faces, kind of almost like a smoky, rather than a tangible form, kind of giant-sized, laughing, mocking you in your dreams. But you do kind of feel that you are at like the crest of this, and you do, even though this has been the worst night by far, you feel like you're kind of on your way out through the storm.
I hate nightmares. Do I wake up screaming?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a high-pitched, like...
Yeah.
You all awake, kind of taking a bit of a quieter breakfast, reflecting on the past few days. You're about probably 2 more nights, and you could probably make it to Neverwinter. If you pushed hard, you're probably about 2 nights from Tribor as well, so closer to the Neverwinter side.
Okay.
But still, many questions left unanswered. What would you all like to do?
So, I think this guy came from Tribor, right?
You have
Like the
reasons to
ghost
believe.
guy, he
It's the same
came from that
assumption.
direction anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Do we go back to Tribor and tell them that there's hags trying to steal kids? And then,
We may have pissed them off more.
yeah, like, do we go and, I don't really care that much, but I'm kind of mad that I want to kill those hags, but I think they're pretty strong. I don't know, are they? I don't know how strong a hag is. Do I know how strong a hag is?
You know that they're strongest in their covens of 3.
It would seem we circumvented that part of there.
You may very well have.
There's even more reason for them to be really mad at us.
You know that hags can be very tricky, and then you're also fairly confident with your abilities, having grown stronger over these past few weeks. But depending on the hags themselves, they're a bit of a wild card. It can go really either way.
I say we fuck them.
Okay, that's fine, but we have to find them first.
Yeah.
And then there has to be some consent involved. I think there's some paperwork that needs to be filled out.
Pre-coitus arrangement?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. We gotta probably talk to
got
that
the form?
Dices girl to see if we're even allowed to have sex with hags on company time. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying we should probably check first.
Check with the
Paperwork needs to be in there. And they gotta have the insurance and the medical, because
I don't
you know
know.
you're gonna catch something.
I'm sure there's a waiver.
I don't know. What do you guys think? I say we go to Tribord and try to find them.
You want to go back? You want to go back
Yeah.
to where we just came from?
We are closer to Neverwinter. We have to go there anyways. Why not finish this and then head back to Tribo from there?
Because when there's 3 of them, then they become stronger.
It wouldn't be terrible to let them know that that's the
think-
problems probably coming through here was
There
these
could be-
hags that we stirred up.
A tidy check in it if we hear this.
Yeah. We could also sign the contract, let them know what it is, up the gold, It works out.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate going back to Tribor and letting everybody know that there's a bunch of crazy bitches running around their woods.
Yeah, because killing 2 hags, that's huge, right?
Wait, yeah, I think it would be tough. I don't know.
500 gold worth.
I don't know if we're strong enough to. I don't know if does Tribor have enough money to do that kind of thing.
We'll
Well,
just have to take out a loan.
yes, we could. They could pay it in payments.
All right, well, so we came all of this
bi-monthly,
way,
preferably.
and now let's get
Bi-weekly.
back in our
Bi-weekly.
cart. Our cart now has 1 horse and 4 donkeys.
You picked up a second horse.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you, Dunk.
No,
No.
we still
No.
can't hear you. You're cute though.
He heard you.
We're just gonna keep going on until you
Where's
figure
the
out
private
your.
session button?
Yeah.
No. Thank you.
I get it now, yeah.
I don't
I like
know
it.
what that was,
Costs
You
money.
haven't
Uh-oh.
you haven't gone that far into tipping.
but.
We're still accumulating the gold. We can't quite do it yet.
Uh-oh. Where
Yeah,
is
this is going an interesting way. Anyways, get your credit card out, guys.
going?
Yeah, I guess we just go back to Tribor, and we have 1 horse. Duncan,
So you have 4 donkeys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
hear you
now we can hear you.
Oh yeah, I was just wondering if Furious Gypsy, if there's any chance that we'd be able to find Furious Gypsy.
all right, because you let him go. Remember when those horses came out,
Yeah.
or when those dogs came out? So he's got to try and find Furious Gypsy.
You gotta try and track him down.
Who is that was the guy on the horse?
No,
No,
that
no.
was.
That was Duncan's horse.
What's your
I mean,
character's
Oh,
name
wait.
again?
I'll be
Ernest.
interested in.
Ernest.
Give me a
helping
moment.
look.
I can probably find him. What's
Well,
his
yeah,
name?
our ranger could probably help.
Oh
Furious,
yeah.
Furious Gypsy, yeah.
Various Gypsy. I
Which way, sorry, Duncan, do you remember which way you sent him off?
The opposite.
Opposite the way that they were approaching us.
Yeah,
I believe
whatever,
They were coming
yeah.
from the north.
I
So
cast-
kind of into the fields and into the...
Yeah, to give him a little bit more chance at survivability.
I ritually cast locate animals or plants. Describe the name and specific kind of beast or plant.
I go into
Within 5
ridiculous
miles.
detail
Yeah,
of Furious
Um,
Gypsy. Like even like moles in places that you wouldn't normally check a horse for moles.
Adamar's a little confused, but he'll continue with his ritual.
So I think when it says name an animal, I don't think it's talking about its specific name. It's talking about the name of the animal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
No,
so he
it's
can
giving
find
you-
all the horses that are
Exactly.
around us.
Yeah, I can find all of it. Yeah.
So
How
Adam,
many
5
horses are around us?
5 mile radius.
that's what I was about to tell you. So after about 10 minutes of kind of Adamar, sitting kind of down quietly, communing with nature, kind of picking up a little bit of the grass, rubbing it kind of between his fingers and listening to kind of the wind. Magic stuff, okay?
There's bloodhound fur as a material component.
You use that in a manner that is appropriate. you take a little pine tar, like pitch, like resin, and you just kind of dab a little under and then just like add the bloodhound fur.
So
Yeah.
now he's got a bloodhound fur mustache.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be one of those sessions. And yeah, after casting the spell, taking about 10 minutes, you are able to find that about 3.5 miles to your southeast, there's probably, you sense about 3 or 4 horses kind of, you get the sense that they're maybe by a stream or something. But you also do sense Furious Gypsy. He's not made it too far. He's just kind of over the hill in the next dell. You get the sense that he's found some particularly sweet grass that he has been enjoying for breakfast.
He's having a nap afterwards.
Nice.
Yeah, he's gonna go for a nap afterwards.
Here, come on this way. He's only over a couple of hills, and he found a safe
Wonderful.
place. And I walk over there with him and get the
Yep.
horse back.
Yeah, you're able to. Probably takes you 15 minutes, but you're able to retrieve Furious Gypsy. And so now you're back up to your 4 donkeys, Curious Gypsy, and draft horse.
What kind of horse? It's a draft horse?
Yeah.
Can we rig it up so that our draft horse is leading the cart, or should we just like cart him behind, or just tie him to the cart and let him? I guess we wouldn't have
definitely
harnesses
have,
and
I'm
everything
still gonna
for
ride
it, right?
it.
We
Pardon
didn't
me?
even have a saddle.
You don't have a saddle, a bit, or bridle, so you
I
probably...
don't
Okay,
know how
we'll
to
just-
ride him either.
Yeah. We'll just tie him up then and lead him behind the donkeys.
Yeah, that's totally.
I'm gonna get on him, just bareback.
Okay.
Let's get a bareback beard.
You just are trying to get on everything today. Where's the hags and bareback in this horse?
It's
One of those days.
yeah. Rough night.
You know not to screw
Rough
anything you got in
Right,
contact
right.
with. You know that, right?
night. Rough night.
Watch your back, guys. He's feeling
You.
feeling it.
Don't sleep on your stomach.
The
I tighten my pants.
the draft horse accepts the weight on his back as you kind of jump onto him. He doesn't really seem to mind it too much. You assume he's probably been trained to accept a rider on occasion, or be saddled with burden.
He is a beast of.
Burden of
All right, to Tribor.
Tribor.
I think we'll kind of try and push it, right? Like to get there in 2 nights. Like I'm not interested in sleeping on the floor again.
I'm not either, honestly.
I thought that's what you did. Aren't you supposed to like sleep outside and stuff?
I sleep
Yes,
outside
I prefer
all the
hammocks.
time.
You prefer hammocks, oh
Yes.
well he's got a hammock, it's just a tiny
It's
little
my
one.
hammock.
And he might stab you if you
Yeah,
try
I
to
will
take
stab
it.
you.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I know that's why I want to keep going. That's what I said.
Yeah, so Tribor.
The 4 of you kind of
This is not
pile into your cart with Big Rich and Arnis kind of each getting on horses as well and riding side by side. You set a good pace for the day, even only briefly breaking for just a short, quick lunch of your rations, which are starting to get a little bit lower.
My rations are fine.
Your rations are fine, yes.
Can you feed us all?
I can feed
Oh.
you all.
Yeah.
Want to.
How?
Before the last night ends,
Create
could I have
water?
casted Goodberry? Because they last 24 hours.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we all
forger.
have breakfast in the morning.
I'm an outlander.
Oh, you can forage?
Yeah.
For all 6 of us?
Mhm.
And our horses? How about the horses? Not the horses.
Silly horses.
How about the donkeys?
Yeah. Get the donkeys. They'll eat anything, right? The goats.
I can find any
Sure,
foods
they'll eat
that you
anything.
want,
They'll
any
probably
specific
die
berries
if
you're
you try
looking
and
for.
feed 'em
Just give me
nails,
10
but-
minutes.
Probably.
There's only one way to find out. Science.
Handful of nails. For science.
You all start to ride at a quicker pace towards Tribor, heading back east. The cart kind of rumbling and
Quicker pace
creaking
is
as
not
you
conducive
go.
with relaxing in a hammock.
Yeah, you're swinging pretty violently back and forth. Make a Constitution check for me, real quick.
Yeah, you're gonna puke.
I don't have good constitution. Nope, that's a 3.
Yeah,
Oh.
you get violently seasick from the rocking of the hammock in the back. This pace isn't quite as
Excuse me,
relaxing as
it
you
would
were
be
hoping.
land sick.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You take a moment to just like expel what was left of breakfast over
Can
the
I
back
do it
end of
over
the-
onto Stinky?
The half a good
I'm
berry.
driving.
Yeah, we're in the cart.
I'm pretty sure I can still hit the backside of him.
That's fine. Even
I
if he
think-
does, I'll just press the digitation anyway.
He'll like smell better anyways.
Yeah, I suppose so. Stinky kind of notices that all of a sudden, like his back, kind of left side, feels very damp.
A different kind of damn.
Uncomfortably so. And you just just frantically prestidigitating this
Yeah.
sick that has appeared on you. No idea where it
Just
came
puts
from.
dirt on it.
Just rubs dirt on
You
it.
just get your dagger out, you shave some of the wood until
Yeah.
you get some sawdust and just kind of pat
Just
that on
pat
there.
it down.
Yeah. You make good time as the hills and the forest kind of roll past you. The horses kind of neighing and making horse immersive sounds. Yeah, there you go. But after about a day of kind of rumbling at this good pace, the sun starts to sink again, and in almost a frighteningly predictable manner, the forest once again begins to grow more and more ominous as the dark seems to gather around it, almost thicker. Did we lose Duck again?
No, it's just cutting in and out.
Oh, it's probably because we're not hard-lined. It's probably because we're not hard-lined.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But the sun is beginning to set once more.
I kind of want to try to keep a lookout of kind of if I can find my way up one of the larger trees, and take the first 4 watches,
The first 4 watches.
or the first 2,
No.
not 4.
The first 2 watches.
Yeah,
Okay.
because elf things.
Oh, because you can trans, right?
Yeah,
So you plan to take the first 2?
yeah.
Okay, that leaves 2 more watches.
And then we'll double up, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Who
We
has dark
definitely do
vision?
up our alarm
Okay.
thing too.
Oh yeah, and we'll set up our alarm as big as we can make it
Yeah.
between the 3 of us.
Mhm.
I'll take.
Do you have dark vision?
I cast dark vision.
And you can cast dark vision too?
I cast it just before I go to bed. Yeah.
Okay. You may as well just keep sleeping. Or do you have dark vision?
Yeah, dark vision.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So we'll just double up and one person. I'll sleep the
Oh,
whole way through.
Like a baby.
yeah.
I'm gonna pull the mane of the horse every 5 minutes.
You're gonna not let me have a long rest?
No.
Sorry,
Yeah.
so you're taking the first 2.
Yeah.
And then
I'll take second.
Big Rich
Or third,
and
so you're taking third?
Davar will take the second.
No,
Or the
Third.
third. And then
Arnis, take the last.
Dane and Arnis will take the last.
Alright, oh, so sorry. Dane and Ernest are taking 4.
Yeah.
You 2 are taking
3.
3.
And he's taking
1,
1
2.
and 2.
1 and 2. And you're trying to hide up in this tree?
I just want to try to find a tree that has kind of a better viewpoint. If it's
He's in a
100,
blind,
huh?
basically. He's in a hunting blind.
A little different. You're just trying to get a vantage point.
Yeah, so I can see the area better surrounding the cart. Whether I'm 200 points away or 200 feet away, it doesn't matter.
It's
as long
only
as
probably
I'm-
about 50, maybe 60 feet to the tree
Right.
line here. There's not. It's not that far to the tree line. So yeah, you can find a tree that kind of as the tree line kind of juts out a little bit and then back in. You're able to
Right.
find a respectably tall tree and climb probably about 30 feet into the air
Okay.
and kind of nestle yourself there.
As I do so, would I be able to also make perception checks and at the same time trying to kind of radar the area and just spamming looking for beasts? So I'm gonna first look for owl bears and then look for other things kind of every 10.
Monstrosities or beasts?
Oh, that's true because it would only be beasts. Okay, I don't know enough beasts to do that, so never mind. Off the top of my head, I can't do that.
Just
off the
gonna look
top of
for every beast ever.
All the beasts.
my head. All of them. Every
How many
10 minutes.
badgers are in these woods?
How many badgers are in the woods, Craig?
How many squirrels? How many mice?
32.
Minks. How many minks?
How many dogs?
0 minks.
Oh, dang it.
77.
How many doggies?
4.
Prepared DM.
You had a chance there
Well,
to
3
say
and a half.
everybody
One
was
of
an
them was
ass.
bit.
Pardon me?
So you had a chance there to say everybody was an ass.
Oh yeah, I missed that.
It's like I don't even know this
There's
guy.
6 of us, not 4.
Oh, he's just rolling.
I'm just rolling some dice.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Can I roll some perception checks?
I mean,
Well, just
what do you,
wait. Like,
what do you want to perceive?
yeah. What are you trying to perceive?
Well, I'm looking for general movement that isn't trees or wind.
Okay, yeah, make a perception check.
You don't see it. If I was awake, I would have cast
10?
guidance on you.
10?
Yeah.
The forest seems quiet. There's not very much sounds of nature, just kind of the trees moving in the wind, kind of creaking, leaves rustling. Your first 2 hours pass very unremarkably.
Right. Okay.
And that ends the first shift. It begins your second shift. You can go ahead and make a perception check again as well.
24.
24.
That seems better.
Yeah, it's a little better than
I don't know too much about numbers, but that seems way better.
There
10.
is more there.
Okay.
More numbers?
Is there a
2 and a 4.
fire, or are we just
I would imagine we have a campfire going.
Yeah, I'm under the assumption that you guys build a
Like set
campfire
up
as
camp.
part of just your
Yeah, yeah.
setting up camp.
Yeah.
We don't have any tents or anything like that.
I had to cook my Goodberry really
I have a
thoroughly.
bedroll, but that's it. So if it starts raining, I'm gonna be stinky and
I just have a stinky roll?
yeah,
I'm gonna be under the cart. It's fine.
yeah. I can't fit. in
Um,
the
Well, you can. It's just it'll be a big blanket.
car.
45 minutes into your second shift, the wind seems to die down. Everything becomes very kind of calm and quiet. Even the trees don't seem to rustle anymore. You feel as though you could hear the faintest of breath from 100 meters away, or feet. Everything's very calm
330.
and quiet.
No, it's yours. And I
Pardon?
hear a breath.
No, you feel as though you could hear a
It's
breath.
just
Oh,
from
it's just
100
that
feet
quiet.
away.
Okay.
So quiet, like even your own breath sounds deafening almost.
Right. Okay.
You can hear a needle drop into a haystack.
Right.
The only sounds you can hear really are maybe the slight crackling of the fire.
What?
Maybe
I heard it was
maybe
Wow.
the snoring of
Forest snore,
Stinky.
Okay.
Jumping a bush.
I'll climber my way down the tree and
Last up
Wake
to the
up.
top of the bush,
You were-
pull it
you were on
over,
second watch?
nail it in.
and
I
wake
got a
up,
lean-to.
Rich. The night's
You're
grown
still
quiet,
full,
but
right?
I need to rest.
This is still about halfway through your second shift.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, no, I still continue until the shift is done, but I stay in the tree.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Yeah, this is about 45 minutes into your second shift. So I
Right.
think it's 4 shifts of 2 hours. As I
Yeah.
understand it.
Yeah.
8 hours.
Yeah.
That's the math.
Oh, that's why I said 4.
So yeah, about 45 minutes. So you've been out there for near 3 hours, and everything
Right.
just goes very calm and quiet.
Right.
You kind of sit there in your tree, probably another 15 minutes with just this eerie silence.
Is it familiar?
The silence?
The eeriness.
It does remind you of some of the more harrowing moments that you've been in these woods. The moments that have spooked you the most have generally coincided with a natural calm.
Hmm. Okay.
Make another perception roll for me, right again.
Tiny dice. That's pretty good. 21.
21? Yeah, you're looking around. You have a good vantage point of all the fields around you, and you can even see a decent way into the forest behind you. But as you're taking a kind of a full 360, looking all around you again, you look down, and standing at the bottom of the tree is the girl that you would have met the previous day. that I assume the party would have told you about. The
That
one
that died.
that died.
Is she mostly
And
bird?
she is standing at the bottom of the base of the tree, just staring up at you. You can see that her skin is kind of covered with scorch marks. It's kind of her skin looks brittled and blackened and crisped, with still kind of flesh visible. And she's kind of staring, looking up at you.
We buried her, but we didn't
Shit.
You didn't desecrate the grave.
And like it's kind of like Silent Hill kind of stare.
You gotta desecrate the grave.
Like it's just like very like no
Yeah.
emotions are showing, just fucking.
Yeah, she's got a very blank look on her face, and she's staring up at you.
Is he?
I yell at the
within
party.
Is he within our
Alarm.
alarm?
No.
Him? He's
No, I'm not. He said that you said it was 50 feet away was the tree line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're human, right?
Huh?
You're half
Half elf.
Yeah. That's right. You have night vision.
Half elf or full elf?
Or sorry, high elf. High elf.
Some kind of elfer. Some
Hey.
kind of knife ear.
I yell at the party.
Okay.
She's back, and at the same time as that, I try to draw and shoot an arrow as quick as I can.
All right.
First instinct here is to just shoot.
Yeah. You can make an attack roll.
Sure.
It's probably an illusion,
This
to
is
be
what's
fair.
gonna happen.
Where she's at Zero, we weren't able to hit her father.
20 to hit.
20.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Roll damage.
Okay. That's not the right dice. I need a D8. That's 6 points. Sorry, not 6 points. 5 points of piercing.
Sorry, how much?
5.
5.
Why don't
Yeah.
you take another shot?
And yeah, second shot, because I never dubs. And in between that shot, I'm gonna Zephyr Strike as a bonus action. No, I'm gonna Hunter's Mark. Let's see, Hunter's Mark. Because I want to know where the fuck she's gonna go if she's even an illusion. Does my Hunter's Mark attach to her?
Sorry, hang on. You fired your shot,
Yeah.
and now you're going to Hunter's Mark.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you feel your Hunter's Mark take place on her.
How did she react to the first shot?
You see your arrow kind of fly down and thud into her shoulder, kind of going in about halfway through the head. So like the head only kind of sinks
Right.
in halfway.
Okay.
You don't get, it doesn't stick as deep as a normal arrow usually does.
Okay.
So then you apply your Hunter's Mark.
Yeah. And it feels active, like it feels like it's stuck. It's not just.
I'm just going to look up Hunter's Mark for no particular reason.
Definitely not to check and see if it works on ghosts
Targeting creatures.
or hags.
But is this a creature?
Yeah, exactly. That's.
Is this an
Yeah,
apparition?
everything's a creature.
Yeah, but is it an
But it's an
illusion? I
apparition.
don't know.
Yeah. If
based on the fact that the first does hit and stick in,
Right.
I believe so.
Believe
I don't know. It
it's
could be a
creature.
really good illusion. I don't know. I don't know these things. Yeah, and then I'll take my second shot.
Okay,
As I'm yelling out to the party, she's back, and I miss a second shot, unfortunately.
All right.
That's and that's a 9 hits.
No, a 9 does not. As you scream out, "She's back!" And you fire your two arrows sticking in her. Or sorry, you fire 2 arrows. One finding purchase in her shoulder, the other one kind of thudding between her feet. She looks up at you, and you see her look over at the party. And she looks back at you and just kind of waves and disappears before your eyes.
Where do I feel the hunter's mark go?
As you close your eyes and you try to hone in, I believe it is an advantage check.
Advantage on survival checks.
Uh,
believe.
survival or perception, yeah.
I'm gonna go with either or because it doesn't matter.
They will have different results depending on which you pick.
Okay, I'm gonna go with survival.
'Kay.
For a 23.
23, wow. In the kind of dim night, well, it's dark, but for you it's very dim.
Yeah.
You can see as you look down, just the vaguest of gradient color changes right in the dirt, right where that entity had been. You can see that there are very, what are clear to you, but most would miss. You see human feet just gently depressed into the ground.
Right.
You can tell that something physically was standing at the base of your tree that you are kind of hidden away in. But as you kind of look closer, you see that there are no footprints up to it, and no
Right.
footprints away from it. Kind of honing your eye, even looking around, you notice that a lot of the coverage that would be directly next to that location, like natural foliage that you would have to push through to stand there, doesn't seem like it has been disturbed.
Okay.
Crazy.
You all awaken to the shouts of Adamar from a tree.
Can I see anything?
Do I awaken?
You can make a Constitution roll, and
Yeah, I do. Unless I forced
you can make a
myself.
perception check. Yeah, perception. Yeah.
I assume we're all making perception
If
checks
you
at
would
this
like to,
time?
yeah.
Like, we all woke up.
14?
I'll have everybody's check if they're gonna.
21.
Nice.
18.
9.
Only none of you see what he's talking about, except for Arnis, Arnis, you believe, you swear you could have seen somebody standing at the foot of the tree as you just kind of rolled over and opened your eyes. Just for a split second, by the time you had blinked and looked again, the figure was gone.
It was her. It was her.
She was back. Is that the girl you were telling me about?
That's her.
Fuck, she disappeared. She appeared there immediately underneath me. There's no other tracks coming up to the footprints in the ground. I hit her with one arrow, the other missed, and then she teleported away. I have a hunter's mark on her. We can track her for 1 hour. But other than that, I don't think she's gonna be easy to find.
Well,
Did she
this is still
attack
like
you?
midway
She waved
through.
at me.
Alright, yeah.
You
let's
shot
go.
her?
Yes. It was a figure exactly as you had described, that had been burnt to crisp.
All burnt and shit.
Yeah.
I think you guys, the forest is taking effect on you guys, but
It wasn't the force, and I pull out the arrow. This is what made contact. Or is that arrow gone?
Yeah, there's only 2 arrows on the ground. Or sorry, there's only
Only
one
one.
arrow on the ground of the 2 you fired. My mistake, sorry.
Yeah. I shot 2 arrows. One made contact, the other missed. The other's
Oh,
gone now. It teleported
so-
away with her.
So you locked her down with some sort of arcane magic. Can you find her?
I'm going to have an easier time tracking her down for only the next hour, though.
Well,
If you guys want to pursue that
I'll
right
see,
now.
See, if you can lead us, then we'll follow. But if you can't, then because
Would-
there's no marks or anything, you said, right?
Correct. Would there be any, would I be able to know that I can track through Hunter's Mark without seeing
We're
any...
wasting time. We should find her.
You have a good idea of how Hunter's Mark works.
Right.
You can go ahead and make a perception check, with advantage.
24?
Wow.
Crit.
This dice has rolled 2 crits and a 19 tonight.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Good
It's
job.
unfortunate for you, though, however, you cannot find the slightest whiff of her.
Fuck.
And
I
Adamar,
never got up.
you are fairly confident in your hunting prowess. You have tracked several large beasts in your day. Hunter's Mark has never failed you in this way before.
Okay. This... as I take a moment to focus and see if I can pin her down, look around to the party and just... Something's blocking my Hunter's Mark. She must be part of a coven. They're blocking my magic in some way. I can't find any sense of the hunter's mark, and I know it's still active.
Well, this is terrible.
Could she
They
not be a
know
ghost
where we are.
like her father was? Like the man?
Yeah, was she ghost like the dad was?
From what I saw, could I tell that? Like,
You
I
certainly
saw the
couldn't.
father as
Arnis
well.
couldn't.
She was very physical. I didn't see any etherealness to her. Just burnt shards of flesh. Honestly.
Yeah, you're correct.
All right.
Seemed
Well,
physical enough to you.
I'm like, maybe keep watch inside the alarm spell. No.
Yes, that's.
And I just go
That's
back
a
to
fair
sleep.
point.
I'm like, if there's nothing else we can do, then I just go back to sleep. If we can't track her, then
That's so annoying. God damn it.
yeah.
Ugh. Okay.
I just go back to sleep.
That's frustrating.
If there's nothing to be done, then sleep we shall.
I kind of look over at Rich. Do you know of any magics that can block trackers or it's not a scrying spell, but it's similar to that where I can
It's
find
similar to a
locations.
scrying spell, and there's lots of spells that can deal with that kind of magic.
I don't have any. Or
I don't have any.
yeah.
But you know of
I
them.
know of it.
Mhm.
Or would I? Should I?
No,
Yeah.
you've got a fair understanding of the arcane just through your pack or however. Sneaky warlocky stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, dark wizard. You're able to kind of quietly and almost anxiously finish out the rest of your watch. It's kind of sitting with you, almost making it even more difficult for you to find your inner peace of meditation. Something just doesn't sit right with you.
Yeah, makes sense.
You're able to turn off, and so you two are watch number 3.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing anything specific for your watch?
I mean, the whole time it's up, I'm going to be casting Minor Illusion to keep a bush around me.
Okay. Where are you chillaxing?
Let me move this a little away from the.
By the way, I'm definitely
I'll say, like,
inside
just...
the alarm spell now.
So this is this represents your alarm spell.
Okay,
well,
perfect.
I'm just within, like, off away from the main camp a bit, but just within.
Okay.
But
I'm
I'm
sitting
keeping.
on a box.
It's going to be a rock.
Can we?
All boxes are rocks.
I'm sitting on a rock.
Can our familiars they can just chill and let us know, right? Like if they see anything, how does that work? Can you be relaxing and still have your familiar on guard? Okay, let me see what it
It
says.
should be able to. It gets its own initiative.
I'm not sure.
It's a good thought, actually.
It's giving it a lot of free will.
It does say
Free
that
will
it
is
acts
real.
independently of you.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't say you have to be conscious.
Can't you give it simple actions as well?
Yeah.
The question would be whether or
if you
not.
see someone that's not part of the party, make noise.
The question would be whether or not your familiar can stay around while you are unconscious. I would lean
It's
towards
not a
no.
concentration spell.
It actually says you have to actively remove it though.
You have to actively remove what?
I'm not sure.
Like the.
From this plane of existence.
Right,
It takes
okay.
an action to pop it out of into the pocket dimension.
You look into that.
Right, okay.
Big Rich, are you doing anything?
I'm just keeping a lookout.
Just quietly?
Yes.
Yeah,
what?
my frog will be around. I don't know. I think the
Ribbit.
thing is it can't communicate with me unless I look through its senses.
It can make noise.
Yeah.
Ribbit. Gooch.
Yeah, it could do that. I could probably say if you see something, then make a noise, but then I'll probably just see things. I don't think it's smart enough to
Yeah. I'll look
Oh
into
my
that
God, a
more
fly!
later. The two of you begin your shift. Devar, I guess every minute you have to cast that, eh?
I don't feel like it's a minute. Let me look it up
But Devar, kind of squatting in his ethereal camouflage ghillie suit, as he just like sits there with his minor illusion, just slightly changing his bush every few minutes to make it look like the wind has ruffled it a bit. Big Rich kind of sits atop a rock, kind of stoically thinking to himself and keeping watch.
And yeah, you're right, it is a minute. But yeah, no, I still do it. It's a cantrip. Stop me.
Stop
Anti-magic field.
it. Silence.
Cut your hands off.
It's about an hour and 15 minutes into your shift when, Big Rich, you hear a word whispered to you, kind of pulling you out of your thoughts for a moment. You just hear a word whispered, but it's almost as loud as if it were right beside your head. You just hear the words, murderer. And you look, and off in the tree line, you see the girl, who you would not have seen before, but have heard described. Well, I suppose you saw her corpse.
Did she have an arrow in her?
I just look away. Just sit there and then look back to see if she's still there.
She's still there. She's staring at you.
I'm just gonna stare back.
Does she have an arrow?
She does not have an arrow in her.
Oh, message. Your move.
To her? Or
Yeah,
him?
to her.
She cocks her head to the side and outstretches a hand and kind of like a come hither motion. Says, come play with me. And you hear again the whisper right beside you.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Do it to be cool.
You come
Do
to
it
a
to be cool.
You come to a crossroads and you see two signs. One pointing left says death, the other pointing right says safety. I go left. But this seems legit. She's got ice cream and puppies.
I do the same thing. I tell her to come over.
Is she in our circle?
No, she
No,
would be probably about here.
Oh yeah, do not.
Do I see any of this going down?
Oh, you have a mini for her.
It's just a mini.
Disappointed.
Yeah, make a perception roll to see. You're probably. I assume you're kind of looking in a little bit different of a direction than him,
Yeah.
just to like cover your.
But you messaged him.
22.
I messaged
22.
her.
Yeah,
Oh.
you see her.
Okay.
She doesn't immediately seem to. She doesn't look. She's not looking your direction, so it's hard to tell.
All I'm glad to know is she's obviously not looking at me.
And then I message to her. Does she look like her dad at all? Or does she look like more,
What do you mean?
like all ghosty and gaunt?
Oh, okay. I thought no. She looks like her father in the familial sense.
Okay.
Her
She
phone's
does
from
not
yours.
look ethereal to you.
Okay.
Same high cheekbones.
You can see kind of maybe some moisture on her skin or something, kind of glinting off with the moonlight.
Cast disintegrate on her.
I don't. That's a high level spell.
Her clothing seems to have a little natural wear and grime from just kind of natural life.
Thing is, do I want to double fry her or not? I just.
She needs to be crispy. Come on.
Yeah, right.
She's probably about 50, 60 feet away.
I'm not. I'm gonna let her make the first move.
Mm-hmm. So you just.
I just wait quietly.
Yeah, I didn't know whether to do that.
She
either.
almost more emphatically starts beckoning you, saying, "Come and play. I'll forgive you. Come and play with me. There's so much fun to be had in the forest."
Well, float down here.
There's nothing to be forgiven in a message. Back to her.
Okay. Again, you hear the word murderer, this time more harshly whispered into your ears, and she kind of starts backing into the forest.
Okay, well, that was weird. But I've
And you
had
see
weirder
that?
X encounters, so it's okay. And then I just wait. That's it. Not too much.
The rest of your shift
passes.
Shift our pants?
The rest of your shift passes
Yeah.
without remark.
Shift our pants, got it.
And so, who are the
The fourth one is me.
Dane and Artis.
Dane and Arnis?
Oh, the girl came back. She will try to get into your head. So, don't.
Don't let her do this.
Yeah, don't.
I can confirm it, I saw her.
Through the ear?
And I'm having like the first full good sleep that I've had in a long time.
It's certainly it's not as it once was. You're still having these nightmares, but you've pushed through the worst of it. They seem far more bearable now.
Okay.
You don't wake up. You won't wake up with screaming this time.
Just coated in sweat.
As per normal.
As per normal. As is tradition.
About 15 minutes into your final watch here, Arnis and Dane. There we go. I got it written down. Arnis and Dane. Again, the force once again grows quiet. And Arnis, this time, you hear a voice. Almost a whisper, almost right beside your head. And you just hear, "Help me!" And you look your eyes to the force line, and this time you see Allison once again, kind of drenched head to toe in blood. Her armor kind of cracked and singed away. Her skin is cracked and peeling as well. She's a very grisly sight, and she as well reaches out her hand to you in a gesture. "Help me! I need you. Help me!"
This is Allison, the middle
Yeah.
girl that we saw.
Yeah.
I don't know what I think of them because they disappeared. I sit up bolt upright or whatever, and I see that. I'm just kind of shocked that who's with me? It's Dane, right? So
Yeah.
I give Dane a shake and a point at it. Does he see it too?
Yeah. I'm gonna say you are.
20 perception, yes.
Yeah. You can both see it. Yeah.
I just yell at it. What are you?
You hear it respond.
Very Shakespeare.
"Hurt, please, hurry, come help." She almost just, almost like desperately, like trying to claw at you, almost, but from the tree line, kind of 50 feet away.
Is she? How far outside the alarm circle is she?
Like 30
So-
feet or
Like, does
so.
she?
Yeah,
seem like
probably
she's
about
aware
30
of it,
feet.
Like not stepping into it on purpose. Like, is that a thing?
You can make an insight check.
Or is it just simply because of the campfire?
Yeah, 4.
It's would be impossible to tell. It's plainly obvious that she doesn't want to leave the forest.
When he shouted out, does that wake us up?
Yeah, I imagine.
If it doesn't, I definitely wake up Big Rich at this point.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can shout out. And as the
I'm probably up.
as the rest of you start to waken, she kind of gives you like a sorrowful look and just again drifts back into the.
How far away is she from us?
She'd be about 60 feet from the center of your kind of camp.
Okay.
So if you kind of,
I walk closer.
are you leaving?
Match her pace.
I'll follow behind.
Are you heading towards the
Yeah.
forest, or
Yeah.
are you leaving your alarm?
I'm leaving the alarm.
Okay.
I'll match
We're
her
all
pace.
awake now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, everybody can be awake.
Is my it's been more than an hour, never mind. Can I check a hunter's marker again if she fails with sports?
I'm gonna say you're not. I'll have you guys
Actually-
make a perception check. Everybody who's just waking up, roll perception to see if you spot her before she starts.
20.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely spot her.
21.
Oh.
This dice, dude.
7.
You heard sounds.
Yeah.
15.
15.
I use hunter's
Um,
sense on her.
Sorry, not Arnis. Sorry, Big Rich and Adamar, you do just catch a glance of her.
She is human, right?
Yeah, appears to be.
Human. Well, she used to be human.
Yeah, as far as you know. Sorry, what are you using?
You said she was in 50 feet, yeah?
50, 60 feet-ish, yeah.
Perfect. I cast hunter's sense on her.
So what does that do?
As an action, I choose one creature I can see within 60 feet, and I have the ability to unravel all of its defenses. I learn vulnerabilities, immunities, resistances, special effects triggered when it takes damage.
Okay.
What the fuck is that?
So hang
I
on.
need to know.
Let me read it.
I've never been more impressed with that ability than right
It's a good one.
Well, it says when it triggers. Just want to
So, like, if a troll, like,
Hunter Sense, is that it?
yeah. So, like, if you hit a troll with fire damage, you know it's not going to regen health, like something like that.
Within 60 feet of you.
Or,
You
like,
immediately
or like a
learn the
hellish
target's
rebuke.
vulnerabilities, immunities, and resistances. You also learn any special effects triggered when the target takes damage, such as fire damage halting its regeneration. Learn the target's vulnerabilities. Just make sure I get this right here.
He's going to tell you everything you don't need to know.
Probably.
Your hunter senses tell you that that is human.
So
Like,
it doesn't
a
have any
living,
immunities,
breathing, not
resistances,
undead
or
human.
vulnerabilities.
That is what your hunter sense tells you.
And it also says that it's hidden from divination magic, so...
It's hidden.
Yeah, so like, the thing that's making your hunter's mark not work is making you see that it's a human.
Nah.
I'll have to see you guys try and work this out when it's.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna keep following.
If I
pace,
see
50,
if I
60
see Big
feet.
Rich going,
I'm going with Big
I
Rich,
just
too.
telepath him. I'm like, "Are you doing this?"
I don't respond.
You just keep moving.
I just keep
Okay,
moving.
I just
Skin's
follow him.
right behind him.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think this is a good idea,
Hot on his heels too.
but yeah, I guess if we're going, are you coming, Artis, or what?
Pulled out the murder stick.
I got my owl with me.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Are you sneaking behind us?
Yeah.
So
I'm sneaking the whole way, though. I'm not like.
You're just this bush.
So you're all heading basically
You can only
towards
move 5
the
feet around
forest
because the
to,
bush
to
can only
follow
move-
her.
How far away is she from us right
She'd
now?
be about. So when you start, she's probably going to be about 60 feet when she starts to kind of fade from.
I'm keeping pace. Yeah.
So yeah, so you pretty quickly it's going to be hard to kind of see her through the trees, but you do notice this time that one difference is that when she's appeared previous to you all, she seemed to disappear very quickly. Whereas this time you can very clearly physically see that she's almost running, kind of in a hurried, not necessarily running, but moving at a walking pace, but in like a hurried fashion.
Dragging
She
us
wasn't
away.
expecting us to follow.
No, it seems very much like she's
Leading us
I'm
away.
fast forward.
she's moving physically. You can
I
tell.
make-
You feel. You put hunter sense on her again, or no? Or hunter's mark, or no?
Yeah, I do that as well.
Yeah,
Because it's
you
a
can-
bonus action.
Clearly feel the hunter's mark kind of guiding you, catching vague glimpses of her through the trees.
Can I see her? I couldn't see her before.
Now that you guys have started following, yeah, you'll catch a sight of her here and there as she's kind of leading you in through the forest.
Does she seem to be speeding up as we get closer? Can we close that distance?
You can certainly try to. He's mentioned that he's keeping pace. If you want.
Yeah, I'm going to try to close the distance then. I'm going to try to overtake Big Rich.
As soon as he tries to do that, I'm gonna try and hurl something at her.
So you've been keeping about 60 feet
Can I?
distance, and then your sorry, Artis is trying to. I'm pointing at him as if he can see. I don't know if he can. Does this help?
I can kind of.
Oh, I can see myself in the corner. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
no,
don't.
no.
We're trying
Just
to
like that. That's
counteract
perfect right
there.
there.
He must want to see the battlefield for a second.
So
I mean,
He's
we
on the
don't
stream.
have a battlefield yet.
He can't see it on the stream.
so we have
Yeah,
Artis
that's fine,
and
yeah.
That's okay though.
Theater of the mind.
Artis and Rich in front, correct? And you're gonna try and start something.
I'm with Rich as well.
So you three are in the front, and you three are kind of in the back.
Oh yeah.
All right. I think
You're gonna stand up.
Yeah.
Stinky.
I'm gonna move this a little bit.
Stinky, you gonna stand up?
Oh yeah, I'm following those guys.
I'll get.
Yeah, I
I'll
already
move
said
this
that.
here. So I'm just gonna put in.
boy.
Oh, frog.
Yeah, take the frog. He's important.
Yeah, he gooches people.
Well, it's important, right?
It is, yeah.
It makes
Needs to
them
happen.
feel important.
Yeah. My frog. If my frog gets too far behind, I mage hand him to come with me.
It's actually really adorable.
Yeah. Well, he can't.
Little guy,
He's only got 20 feet of movement.
little buddy.
So, yeah, a frog is the worst.
No, it's gotta get stealth.
Yeah, like +1.
As we're
Oh, I
running
thought-
forward, can I also
Yeah,
make a
it's
perception
terrible.
check for things on the ground that may not be sturdy, or ropes in trees, or traps, or snares? Specifically,
I thought you
just
guys were
traps?
chasing something. You gotta slow down.
Can I not do that quickly with like disadvantage? Question mark.
Okay.
I'm probably not the one doing it. Not the best one to be doing it, but
Uh-huh.
nobody
You
nobody
are now
mentioned
the
it.
one doing it.
Yeah.
You have said so. This looks like enough of a nice.
This is the path.
I don't know. It's a path.
It's the path to the witch's house we go.
Is it littered with breadsticks?
Which side are we on?
That side, I suppose. Put yourself somewhere around here.
Yeah, perfect.
There's at least one of us back there.
That's you, right?
Yeah.
And this is Dane.
Yeah.
How far ahead were you? Where were
I'm
you?
with you. I'm with you three in the back.
Yeah, I'm in the back too.
I'd probably be just one square ahead of Big Rich.
Is everybody happy with that?
Just as I
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
made
I'm
his
protected
move.
right in the middle. Mm.
Alright. Where did I put it? Right here.
I say out loud, innocent people don't run. Wait, whoa, she's way.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is
Whoa.
not 50.
Oh, no,
That
fair.
is not 60 feet
5,
away.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Is that how far away she is?
She's fine where she is.
We
Okay.
like
Do you want her
math
closer?
here, Craig. Yes.
I want her to be 60
Hey, you
feet
want her
away.
closer? One step.
Hang on. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
Okay.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you, Craig.
Hope you know
Well, it's important.
doubling people's HP because of this.
Well,
I'm okay.
but
RHP?
RHP?
No.
Yeah.
Sweet,
To
100.
that extent.
I mean,
I'll take.
I'll take it.
Oh, my max HP would have gone up as well.
You probably don't need it. I'll have everybody roll initiative now at this point.
Yours is going to be 5 plus your con modifier.
Is Rich gonna get his action before, or?
I don't know. We'll see.
Ooh! This dice,
I
dude.
am, I'm
it's
not-
so good right now.
I'm more running this. I'm expecting you guys to start fighting shit, but I'm more running this so I know the sequence of what's going on. Does that make
a
any kind of
20
sense?
for Adamar.
Adamar is 20. Is anybody else 15 or up?
23.
I'm 15.
16.
2-3 for me. 23.
Dane is 16. Arnis is 23. Is anybody above a 10?
Yep.
10 to 15?
I'm
Well-
15.
You're 15?
Yeah.
Okay. Bam. Oh, shit. Big Rich, there you are. Holy Hannah. Then I have. 5 and up? Or is that. Stinky, what's your.
-1.
Okay.
Did you roll a 1?
-1.
But you rolled a 1.
Yeah, I rolled.
Oh no.
What did your familiars get?
4.
Oh, right. I think
Minus
it's a
0.
+1. I think that's a 12. Close enough.
12
Negative
was.
0.
Right.
I always
You'll
forget,
go right
I
after
always
Big
forget
Rich.
to
Okay.
do that on a different.
As you all are rushing down these kind of game trails and just breaks in the foliage, you realize at some point that she has stopped moving and standing, looking towards you as you're all rushing towards her. Arnis, being in the front, you're ready to act. You see her standing approximately 60 feet in front of you.
Alright, I dash and run to her.
Whoa.
You can do so.
You're gonna Okay, so what's your movement?
You
My
can get
normal
there
movement's
60.
30.
30. Okay, so yeah, you're
close
in her
six.
face.
That's
And then I action surge.
Okay.
Then I shadow blade as a bonus action.
Okay.
Then I use my second action to use my cantrip booming blade on her.
That makes
What's
sense.
the light like right now?
It's dark.
Dark or dim?
Dark.
Okay. I still have dark vision on. So
Yeah.
Yeah. It's night, so
Yo.
the sun will rise in like a couple of hours, but
Okay, it's just a regular attack then.
You still have advantage.
Why don't you have advantage, Dunk?
If it's dim light, I think is all. Let me just double check.
I thought it was dim or dark.
Well, if you have dark vision, it's dim light. Because you have
Yeah,
dark vision.
When you use the sword to attack a target that is in dim light or darkness.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
Good, because that was a 3. So-
Yeah, you need better than 3.
Oh, and that was a 19.
That's way better.
That is
Nice.
Plus,
A lot.
Plus numbers.
still figuring out this,
Yeah, it should be along the top.
so that should be plus 6. So yeah, 25 to hit.
yeah.
Okay.
He's gonna hit hard. And then it can't move.
Oh, that is so bad.
Uh,
So 2 thunder. No, sorry, 2 psychic and 7 thunder.
So for a total of
That's
9,
fine.
correct?
I
yeah,
get my
9
plus 3
all
modifier.
magic.
So it's 5
Okay.
psychic, 7 thunder.
All right.
So that's 12, not 9.
Jesus Christ, that's only one person's turn. Adamar, what would you like to
And
do? Oh,
she now has a booming aura around her.
Yeah, so if she moves.
no.
Takes 2d8.
You've had enough this turn.
5,
Go
10,
ahead.
15, 20, 25, 30. Bonus
So
action
the
Zephyr
rock.
Strike.
Okay.
No, I don't do that.
Okay.
I don't do that because that's a concentration.
That is Constitution.
And I'm just going to attack her with a bow.
Okay.
With a barbed arrow.
Sit down.
All right.
If that does anything, I don't know. For a 21 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Second attack misses.
Okay.
12 to hit.
Yeah, that misses.
Can I use my reaction
For
to sit down?
I think that's like
12.
you have to use your reaction.
Yeah,
to
that's like a
resist.
full action. Okay.
Yeah, to resist.
You can use your free action to do that.
15 points of piercing.
15 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, with I'm not sure if the special arrow does anything special besides being it hard to get out, but
I'm gonna give it. I'll I'll give it. I'll rework the dragon arrows to just be just +2 arrows, non-magical.
Oh, okay.
Just because it's gonna be difficult to work in this concept of them having to pull it out to deal the initial damage, or to
Right.
you know what I mean.
Right.
Okay, so that means
It just means that you gather up all the arrows in your body for the rest of eternity and just walk around like a big cushion.
Yeah.
yeah, your arrow sinks kind of deep into her midsection, more on the right hand side, kind of right above her hip.
Right. Okay.
Is that the end of your turn?
Right on.
I think so.
At the end of my turn, I'll cast bonus action Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
And drop the Hunter's Mark.
All right.
And at that point, I'm going to use the extra movement from Zephyr Strike. 15, 20, 30 to end up around here. Is there anything behind her that I can see
hang on,
that's
hang on.
sketchy?
You just moved 30 additional feet.
Yeah, you can
Zephyr Strike.
because of Zephyr Strike.
Zephyr Strike only gives you that movement on the turn that
On
you
the turn that
use
you
it.
attack? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, when you have to use So you'll have you can't be hit with opportunity attacks for the entire time that you're concentrating on it.
Oh, okay.
It's just when you make that attack, you get your extra 30 feet of movement and your extra D8.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, and so that's your turn then.
Yeah.
Devar.
So, yeah, Zephyr Strike's not up then.
Okay. I mean, it can be up if you want.
No.
I'm gonna try shooting an arrow once from here. That'll be 21.
Nice.
Okay.
That'll be enough.
Yeah, so that'll be with sneak attack.
Yeah.
Good roll.
I got 12, 18, 21 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move behind this rock and hide.
Which one? Oh, you're Celine. Okay.
16.
Okay. All right. Now.
Oh, I just can't see.
I just can't see. Let me just see here. Just trying to see if.
Gotta whip out the good old dice tower.
Oh,
Just not
Just
sure
plus
if this
one
is
extra
supposed to be in action or not.
Then.
yep.
It doesn't tell me if it's supposed to be in action or not.
Let's assume that it's a action.
Free action?
If it's, is it? I don't know.
Mm,
Is it a spell?
Kind of. She is going to lift her hand and point at Arnis. And say, "Get off of me, you clod," or something like that.
Not in a very Allison way, if I remember how Allison talked before.
Yeah.
As you recall, the voice is hers, if not harsher.
Okay.
And 3 bolts of arcane energy fly from her hand, pounding you in the chest repeatedly.
Shield.
None of which actually does any damage to you.
Just throws him across the room.
Yeah. She hisses at you, and kind of gives
When
you
I
a
cast
guttural.
that shield too, you actually see a magical shield come up, and then a secondary shield swirl around me. I get 9 extra hit points because it's the first abjuration spell of the day.
Alright.
Oh, okay.
Nicely done. She kind of hisses and growls at you in a guttural fashion. Big Rich.
I'm gonna move up 30 feet. Yep, and I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
That's it.
Well, I did, but
You're gonna cast it, but it's gonna fizzle out just a little bit before it hits
little
the
bit, a little bit.
Is that your turn?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
All right. Your frog.
Gooch.
Ribbit.
5, 10,
The gooch
15,
there.
20.
Can it not dash?
It can't?
I don't think that's a thing that they can do.
It doesn't say it can't. It
The
only says it can't, like,
the
attack.
only
It
the
says
only
it can take actions like normal.
the only
Yeah.
thing is
Oh,
that
okay. Yeah, so it could go for it.
hang
either.
on. So the only
Yeah.
thing with it is that like it's still at the end of the day kind of a frog. So unless you're telling it to dash, right? There's a big difference between your frog acting as an appendage of you versus acting independently. You know what I mean?
Okay, so can it dash or not?
Yeah. Go ahead and dash. I was trying to make this whole thing about
5, 10.
About fun?
20.
I don't like people to have fun, Nick.
Yeah,
Right.
That's
so
not why I
no
play
magic items,
this
no
game.
armor.
I mean, how long have we been playing and we're barely level
I know, right?
5? You're like, oh boy, it has more HP.
Man. You guys.
Yeah,
are-
that was my frog's turn.
Yep. That was
Okay.
your frog's turn.
What's that? No.
What are these two?
No.
Yeah, I kind of assumed that. I went the wrong way though. I would have seen them if I went right. If I went left. Directions are hard.
What are they?
Two large, lumbering figures. They're clearly large,
And
very humanoid. They have heads, but their whole bodies are very thick and meaty. They carry with them like large, like deadwood limbs of trees, with kind of a bit of stone kind of jammed in one end and wrapped around. These are quite clearly ogres.
Huh.
The two of them, you can hear them kind of thundering for a moment and then burst in from the side. They kind of look at each other. Whoa, these the ones? The other one kind of looks, points over at Allison. Oh, yeah, these are the ones. And they charge in. So they're going to charge in. They're going to get somewhere about here.
I know which way I'm running.
I bonus action get the fuck out of it.
No, that's full action.
Sorry, I almost called you Regis. Big Rich's pet.
Big Rich's pet is going to come up and help on Allison. I don't know if we can get there. Yes,
5, 10, 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
because I got there and I was behind. Or,
Like help
yeah, help.
and then move away, or
No, it can't move away.
it can't move away? Okay.
That's about it.
Said the owl.
Okay.
Unironically.
Hoot hoot. Hoot hoot hoot. Oh, what's that?
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
As you direct your owl over to help Allison, or help action on Allison, helping Arnis, sorry.
Oh no!
You all of a sudden feel an oppressive presence behind you, and you quickly glance behind you, and sure enough, the woman who you knew as Gran, or at least something that looked very much like her, kind of towers behind you. Her form is a little bit more bulbous, kind of warts covering her skin. Her teeth stick out at odd angles, almost too many of them for her mouth. Her skin is kind of a deep purple, and she kind of grins at you with this toothy smile and says, "How about your turn now?" She is going to slash at you.
Okay.
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 Porque.
Does a 19 hit?
Shield.
For some reason, you seem a little
As
nervous.
she brings down her fingers of her hands are far longer and sharper than they would have been as a human. As she brings down her hand, trying to claw at your neck. You kind of repel her at the last second with your shield, just getting it out of the way at the right time. Stinky.
He doesn't have to go before me.
Who?
Dane.
Dane is after Adamar. Have I not given you your turn?
Nope.
I'm okay with it because there's something right in front of me now that I can hit.
I apologize. I
It's all good.
skipped you. I skipped
I
you.
was
My
like,
mistake.
I'm last.
I'm okay with it. Right up in front of it, I'm gonna run up to
You were
it and
holding your
smash.
action.
Yeah.
Holding my action
Yeah.
the entire turn.
You were standing in place. You kind of stuck your hammer down into the ground, lifted yourself up just enough, and just kind of started kicking your feet as fast as you can.
Yeah.
And now you let up your hammer and your feet
Yeah.
hit the ground. And you take off.
I totally like that. I'm like, hi ugly, and as I'm running,
Hi,
I
ugly.
jump and just do the whole two-handed smash thing.
This is where we run into problems where none of us have any
I do.
So
Oh, do you?
I have healing spirit.
in combat.
what's that? A 27,
Oh, it's
26? Does that hit?
I thought it was
Yeah,
an
I
action
think
to
so.
cast.
I think it's out of
And,
combat. I think it's like a 1 minute casting time.
10 damage on the first strike of bludgeoning type.
Yeah,
I
I'll
just
take a
want
look.
to differentiate my two
What's it
guys.
called?
Sorry, how much was the
Healing
damage?
spirit.
10 damage for the first one.
Okay, on the brown guy.
The absolute minimum I can do without having to reroll. And 27 again
Yep, that'll hit.
for 11 damage.
Okay.
26, sorry, 26.
Oh, that misses.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
it's,
not.
it's a bonus
Uh,
action.
As I hit the second time, I'm like, Timora, help me! And just smack her in the face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's all fine. I had something to do, otherwise I'm just going to stand in the middle of nowhere, so pretty good.
All right, Stinky. No,
Uh,
first time was just practice. It was roll call.
Sorry, yeah, we're good.
How much
I
HP do you have?
10,
just realized I was
15,
last.
20, 25, 30.
Okay.
I'm going to hex the chick that we've been hitting already.
Okay, what's that?
What's that?
What's that?
I'm going to hex
Oh.
strength, I guess.
Can you only choose strength or dex?
No,
No,
anything.
anything.
But it's only ability checks.
Right.
So the only thing that usually happens is a grapple.
Yeah.
But none of us are grappling anybody. Like
You
I
might be.
I might at some point, but
Right.
but Durham's not with us, so nobody's getting
Yeah.
grappled.
Gonna try
He's not with us yet.
Yeah, right now, anyways. Is that bird helping me?
Sure.
Can I use the? I'll blast it with Eldritch Blast. Advantage. Ooh, that's not very high. 16 to hit.
She kind of catches your motion out of the corner of her eye and just slightly moves her body just at the right moment as your Eldritch Blast grazes by her. A couple of strands of hair falling to the ground.
And then 21 to hit
The second blast, however, she cannot move out of in time.
for 17 points of damage.
Okay.
What variety? What spice?
Force.
The spiciest the spice. Is
Sure
that
it's
the
force.
is that the end of your turn?
I have healing spirit.
He seems to be
bonus
getting way
action
too
movement,
excited.
Yeah.
Do you think I could move this down for Duncan? Just for a moment, so he can see?
I've been taking pictures.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Smart. Smart.
Do you know what are you ready to go there, Dunk?
Yeah.
She's right
I
in
would-
front of you.
Okay, yeah. I'll just hit her again.
Yeah, Allison's standing right in front of you, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna focus on Allison.
Okay.
That is 19 to hit.
19, yep. You're able to score a direct hit on her, kind of on her left arm, the bloodier one.
So that is 16 psychic and 6 thunder, and she's got booming on. So 22 and booming energy on her.
You can start to see a thick, kind of viscous fluid start flowing from her cuts. It seems to displace any of the blood that she was covered with. A very kind of black, thick ooze kind of coming from her.
Nice.
It's juicy.
Because it's psychic, is it coming out of her like nose and ears too?
Yeah, there's a little eyes too, a little bit down, like she's like
nice.
super crying emo tears.
I tell her she's gross.
Yeah, it's gross.
I tell her she's gross.
You're
And her
gross.
mom. And your mom.
You can only cast vicious mockery on your turn.
Oh, I don't want to mock her. I'm just telling her the truth.
You use the
It's not-
advantage, right?
Wasn't meant to
Yeah,
be
he did.
hurtful.
Okay. I'm gonna keep shooting
I don't
her.
know. I already have advantage, so I don't know if that.
No,
just
I used it
dissipates.
already, so.
Oh, okay.
For the owl.
Yeah,
Shoot her again for a 21.
21 hits.
Second attack. Misses.
Okay.
For the other attack.
Regular arrows.
Yeah, regular. Because I didn't say. That's shit. That's 9 points of piercing. Which would half the things. He would let me know them.
I would normally, but I'll explain why later.
I know.
I kind of know why, but I don't really. Before I move over there though, I'm going to drop my Hunter's Mark on her and cast Healing Spirit right here
Okay.
as a bonus action.
Feel like healing has got to be green.
Okay.
Where you want it? Right there.
Right here.
Ooh, too bad. I put it in the wrong spot.
Yeah. Don't die. It's bad for you.
All right. Dang.
We haven't even been hit yet.
Dane's
He's
going
been-
to.
Oh yeah.
He shielded.
Well, it's just like that's gonna be like the center of the battlefield, anyways.
14 doesn't hit,
I
right?
think when the big guys start hitting, though.
Yeah.
Second attack.
That's why I ran.
Crit.
Nice.
So, right now I've got 7.
Oh, and when you cast it at a higher level too, so the D6s go up.
That is
So if you cast it at a
17.
third level.
Make
For what?
that a
For healing spirit.
21 damage.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
21 damage.
Is that your whole turn?
I only have
I
level
would
2
like to
spells, so-
also expend one of my little dice, just to.
Do a thing.
Yeah, I'm going to try and trip it. It's
Ooh,
large.
okay.
Or it's large.
Yeah.
So that would be a 6 extra damage on top of
Okay.
that, and it has to make a DC 15 strength saving throw.
How does the trip attack work? Don't you?
When you hit a weapon attack, you can expend one superiority already die to add to the total number of damage rolled, and if the target is large or smaller, it must make a strength saving throw. On failure, you knock the target prone.
See, I was trying to be real generous with you guys by not giving something like immediate ability to attack you guys.
That's fine.
It was a mistake.
It was really.
What is it? Your DC? 13?
15.
15? It makes it.
I was pretty sure it was going to, but it's okay.
It is an ogre.
So, before I go further,
Yep.
action search.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
19 hit, sorry, 18 hit.
Action surges.
18 does hit, yep.
So, 11 damage.
We don't have a lot of healing. But we're pretty like.
We just need to burst things down.
Yeah. We just need to focus.
That'd be good.
Dane, in a flurry of blows, first bringing his maul low, hitting the ogre kind of sickeningly in the knee, a wet crack as it kind of starts to like stumble down. Dane uses this extra opportunity to bring his hammer back around over his head and cracks the ogre on top of its skull. As it goes, whoop, and its expression kind of goes vacant and dead as it dies.
You're just like.
That's
Tybora, help me!
That's like such a dwarf thing.
Yeah.
Like a solo and ogre.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll solo ogre. You'll
Uh,
never hear the end of this.
Devar.
I'm gonna shoot Allison.
Mhm.
Am I hidden from her?
Pardon me?
Am I hidden from her?
He did use the hide action.
I did.
Yeah,
it's
there's a lot
16.
going on. Yeah.
Okay. 12 is not gonna do it.
No, unfortunately, it's not.
Okay. I'm gonna move. No,
Oh.
you know what? I'm just gonna try hiding again right there.
Okay.
That's my hex.
23.
There was Hunter's Mark on it.
23. Okay.
That's your hunter's mark.
But did
Yeah.
you hide from in the same location, or did you move at all?
Same location. There's nothing else to really move to.
All right.
I'm standing on top of a rock.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm surprised. Got high behind me.
Allison
You're gonna
will
eventually move though.
No, I'm good where I'm right now.
hiss at you, Arnis. Cursing you under her breath. As her head kind of snaps left towards Adamar, and she lifts her hand out and points that way.
Oh, fun.
Oh, it's not too bad though.
Great.
9 points of damage as 3 arcane bolts slam into your chest.
Okay.
She rolled 4 and 2 1s, so
Oh, okay.
that's not bad.
No.
Big Rich.
I'm gonna cast Fireball right here, and it's gonna get all of them.
Okay.
And I'm gonna keep 4 things safe, 2 and 2.
Okay.
4.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Nice, he protects the frog.
5
I like that about it.
and 6 is
What is your DC?
11 DC 15.
DC is 15. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't see the board all the time, so if anybody sees Allison move, I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
a trigger on her
Yeah,
if she
yeah.
tries to move. So
We'll let
No,
you know.
she just took her turn, so she just
Yeah.
stayed there.
So 3
She-
I
days
felt
safe.
like she was staying still, but I'm just making sure.
Yeah, she's not gonna take Booming Blade
Okay, so
and
Allison
an
fails?
opportunity attack.
Allison fails. 26.
Oh.
Gran passes,
13.
and Ogre
Probably 26.
fails.
26.
So he takes 26.
Bang. Nice.
Yeah.
She takes.
I actually have Ogre minis.
I don't want him. No good.
Sure, fine. We can use the Iron Golem minis.
I just grabbed
Stone Golem.
2 large minis. That was that. An eruption of flames in the center of the battle, almost reminiscent of what got you all into this trouble.
Or out of it.
The smoke clears, and the 3 combatants are still standing there, a little bit singed, but
How,
they're there.
How is Alice looking?
how does it feel for the second
Your
time?
hunter's sense actually procs off at this. You realize that she's not as crispy as she should be.
What?
Okay.
You know this. I assume you already know that she has general resistance. You
Yeah.
figured that out.
Yeah.
But as you watch her take this fire damage, you know that she isn't as crispy as she should be.
Wasn't as crispy as the first time?
Yeah, at all.
Fuck. Oh, at all.
So basically,
It's resistance. It's not immune.
the first time
We were too late.
she when he threw his first fireball,
Yeah.
they had disappeared by the time the smoke cleared. So you never physically seen.
Oh,
So
okay.
just
Right.
this
Right.
time,
Right.
yeah.
Sorry, Big Rich just went.
Yeah.
So now it's the bullfrog.
The bullfrog's gonna aim for the clitoris.
Frog's name Jeremiah.
Oh,
that
should be
ogre
named
is
Jeremiah.
done.
Jeremiah.
This one is going to walk up to Big Rich,
Tank.
kind
Do you
of.
have shield up?
Well, not anymore,
Right.
but
Okay.
No, he's had his turn since. Kind of grinning at you, with a brutal kind of look in his eye. Says, "Oh, Gran says me smash you good." He's gonna try and bring his great club down upon your head. Does a 18
Ogres
hit.
aren't really mean
Shield.
people.
Shield again.
Yep.
We didn't do anything to this.
I'm just gonna focus on this
No.
Allison.
Your pet.
My
I'll
pet
clean up, don't worry.
is going to move over and help action on Golem.
Ogre.
Ogre.
Go
I mean,
over
I can see how it would be confusing, seeing as, there's actual ogre minis, and that is an iron golem, or stone golem. Like, I can see how that would be confusing.
Yeah, I understand as well.
Gran is again gonna fix you with an evil glare in her eye and says, "You will pay for your crimes against us, and if you're not willing to, then others shall." And she'll point her arm out to her only other person who isn't shielded.
Hello.
Adamar, you unfortunately are the recipient of her wrath in Rich's stead. This time hitting you
This is not
for.
currently shielded, by the way, just in case that matters.
Yeah, that's why Adamar is getting picked on, is because the other two are shielding themselves. So that's 8, 11 points of damage.
Okay.
And you have to make 2 con savings.
Is it 2 or just 1?
No, he has to make just 1 for the magic missile,
Yeah.
but he didn't make it for the last
Yeah,
time he
I
got
forgot.
hit.
Oh, okay, yeah. So if you could just make 2.
That's for your healing spirit.
Yeah, no, I got that. I just forgot about it. Drops.
Fail. Yeah.
Pardon me?
No
Okay,
more
drops.
healing spirit.
I thought you dropped, and I was like, "Ugh."
You're like, wait a minute.
I was like, that's at least 1 turn earlier than planned. Stinky, go
Did
ahead.
you miss Dane again?
No, he got his turn at the proper time.
What'd you do?
I killed
So-
the other ogre.
Yeah. So he had his
But
turn.
that was his last turn.
I don't know.
No. So he had his turn right before you last time, and then he had his turn again because you went, and then Arnis went, and then Adamar went, and then Dane went again.
Oh,
and
that's how
you
he killed him?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's
Yeah.
back up to his rightful
Okay.
position.
I am
fuck
going
I
to shoot Allison with 2
Do
Eldritch
it.
Blasts. Well, I'm going to do one at a time just in case she goes down.
Okay.
Plus 8, 17.
17 hits.
Ooh.
Okay, for
Magic number.
7, 9, 14.
14.
Force damage.
Numbers.
Yeah, it's force damage, so.
Okay.
Still up?
Yeah.
Okay. Then second one. Misses.
Okay.
And then bonus action, a maddening hex on her. So she takes an extra 4 damage.
Oh.
Necrotic.
All right. Yeah, you can see blood, or what you assume would be blood. This kind of black viscous just pouring from her orifices, her eyes, her mouth. It's through her skin. Arnis.
I'm gonna attack her again.
I will once again.
Go ahead and make
her
an attack
to her
roll.
face.
He's being weird.
That is one.
Oh,
Money?
Your screen is frozen.
just
Sorry.
text us if you can, Doug.
Yeah, it's because we
Uh,
hard line it. What did you get?
Am I 21?
Oh yeah, it hits.
That is 9 psychic and 8 thunder.
Beauty.
9 psychic, and 8.
And she has booming blade on her.
So that's 17.
Damage, man.
With your final hit, with your sword? Sword.
Oh yeah, it's a shadow blade.
Oh,
Yeah,
with your
it's
shadow blade. You kind of deke to your left before ducking back to your right, and you jam your shadow blade deep into her chest. She looks at you with kind of shock for a moment before her skin starts kind of roiling and bubbling, shifting and changing shape around her as she falls back. By the time she hits the ground, she looks completely different. Her skin is now taken on a very purplish hue, very warty skin, thin, wispy hair. This black blood now is just covering her with any trace of this red blood completely gone. She looks vaguely like what Allison looked like, but definitely not human.
Gross. Let's tell her she's gross again.
She's dead.
Am I within 30 feet of the Gran or the ogre?
5, 10, 15, 20...
Yeah. You can get to either one.
I'll go to Gran.
Okay.
I'll just run up right into her face.
Alright, but that's the end of your turn, right?
That is correct, sir.
Adamar.
If I could position myself slightly in the way of her exit, like behind her, that would be ideal.
You can't, unfortunately.
Yeah,
You're gonna use all your
there's
movement.
too much craziness going on.
Yeah, you're just gonna be.
I'll
able
show
to
you.
get
I'll
to it.
text you where you are.
Yep, no worries.
Adamar, what would you like to do?
I would like to get a little bit of cover first off.
Sure, you hop off your little rock and kind of.
Yeah,
a little
realizing
bit covered.
that probably wasn't the best place to be. And then as a bonus action, I put on Slayer's Prey to Gran.
Okay.
So every time I make an attack roll, it's like Hunter's Mark, except I only get it once per turn, or once per long rest. And then I attack twice.
Alright, go ahead and make attack rolls, please.
14,
14 misses.
and I missed the other shot too.
Oh, you had advantage on Gran.
On the first one?
Yeah.
So just
So
roll
the first
another-
shot misses.
So the first shot misses.
Okay, and then
And
the
then-
second shot.
Not advantage, just a regular roll.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you're okay.
No, but I don't. I have triple advantage thing.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, so
reroll.
roll one more die for your first attack.
That'll hit.
Okay, so you have one hit and then one more attack at
Okay.
at regular straight roll.
Okay.
I forgot it's good for him to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
And then straight roll was a 21.
21. Yeah, so 2 hits.
Haha!
That turns that 2 misses into 2 hits. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that feat's terrible. Craig.
No, it didn't turn 2 misses into 2 hits.
Yes, it did.
It turned 1 miss into 1 hit. So what happened was he rolled 2 dice thinking he missed twice, but we realized he had advantage
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the first one.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, he thought he missed twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now he hit twice. Which is good.
So the first attack
Not for
is 13. Damage. Second attack is
14.
14. No, it's
12.
12.
Sorry. Yeah. I thought that was a 3.
oh okay.
How much was the first again?
13 and then 12 on the second.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Of
Dane.
the piercing variety.
Or is that the end of your turn?
It is.
Dane, what would you like to do?
Dane's gonna dash, because that's what I need to do. Right
5,
beside.
10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15. You can go wherever you want. Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
just get in it.
Oh, yeah. And then I'm gonna yell a racial slur at both of them. Unfortunately, I can't find the racial slurs for ogres or hags, so I'll just call them.
Call him a hag and
Yeah.
call her an ogre. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they'll both be offended.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Which one's a hag? Which one's an ogre?
They're
No,
both
you
ugly.
Fair enough.
The ogre looks like it
Devar,
has
what would you
hag
like to do?
titties.
Am I hidden from Gran?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll shoot her.
Okay.
That'll be 19.
19 is a hit.
Okay, so I'll do a sneak attack. So 10, 14, 21 points of damage. And then I'm going to move back to this rock and hide.
Okay.
That's cool.
I've rarely seen a
12.
more cocked dice than that. It was like pointing straight up.
Yeah.
Like it was like this.
Big Rich.
I'm going to cast
Shocking grasp.
Flaming Sphere
Okay.
at this guy right here and leave
Where
it.
are you gonna put it?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it right here.
Behind him?
Right behind him, yeah.
So that if he stays there,
It's
he's
dex
gonna
save?
take so many opportunity attacks if he moves.
Yeah.
Dex save, right?
Yeah, dex save
Fails.
fails. Okay, so 2d6, 10 damage.
Nice.
Fire damage if that matters.
Ogre.
It's that one, that thing.
Okay. Fiery Crane.
Fiery Crank. And that's it for my turn.
Alright. Stinky's pet. He gooches. Ogre.
What's it gonna do?
It's gonna do.
It's
comes
gonna
for
die.
you.
It is gonna try and grab hold of you.
Grab hold of me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can try it.
Can it try? Certainly.
19.
Oh, nice.
You are gonna be able to slip out of its grasp.
Yeah.
You make that noise too.
Your pet, however.
My pet is going to help on, the ogre, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, the ogre takes 7 damage.
Right.
Fire damage.
Dex save.
Yeah, dex save.
15?
Yep.
You take half or none then?
Half.
It was 7 damage?
Did I make it?
No, he's looking pretty banged up.
Finish her off.
Grant is just gonna howl in fury. You bloody ingrates! And she will just blast Dane in the face with 3 arcane darts.
Dane will try and take that.
2, 5, 10 damage.
It feels weird not to have a barbarian.
Yeah. Every single
Like,
game I've played in,
yeah,
there's been
okay.
one.
Stinky.
Go, Stinky. It's your birthday.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I haven't moved my hex, right?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, this green
Sure.
is my hex right now.
He was using a green one, but lost it.
I stole it.
And he'll attack twice. Oh,
no,
did somebody use the gooch?
No, I haven't used it yet.
Should I leave it for him? No, I'm gonna use it.
Because I'll get it.
I'm greedy like that.
Okay.
And then I didn't use it because I gave myself advantage. I don't need your advantage.
So lots to hit.
Okay, you hit.
20 some. And 9 damage.
Okay.
And then the second hit. Misses.
Okay. Arnis, what would you like to do? There are 2,
He wants to attack Gran. He's got a guy in his shack with him right now. So he wants to, he's going to attack Gran.
okay.
And you got a 20 to hit
Yeah, that'll hit.
with 15 psychic and 8 thunder.
15 psychic and 8 thunder.
And she's got booming blade on her.
Move. We dare you.
15 psychic and 8 thunder.
23.
Okay.
He hits so hard, man.
Adamar.
I'm gonna continue blasting Grand. 'cause she
Sure.
seems-
Make
I'm a
attack.
finger
Attack.
blast grand.
That's the frog's job.
Oh.
I arrow blast her with a 18 to hit
Yeah, it hits.
and a natural 1.
I like how you had to specify arrow blast.
Yeah. And that'll be that's pretty good. 14 points of the piercing damage
All right.
with the arrow blast.
She's like starting to bleed out of several locations.
Gross.
We're not going to get into details of Dane.
She was
that
just
the
getting
intention?
finger blasted.
That was the end?
That's all I can do. Yeah.
Dane?
I like how Doug's trying so hard not to laugh.
Dane's going to attack the ogre.
Is crying your fucking flaming spear.
Yeah.
I miss.
Okay.
You had advantage.
I know.
Oh.
I had a cocked 17 or a 4, and then I rolled a 1 afterwards.
Oh no.
Okay. Well, what's the 4 plus? They have pretty low AC.
It would be
I
plus
mean-
7, so it would be 11 actually.
To hit which?
The ogre.
That hits.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Like,
Yeah.
ogres are big. They're nothing. They're
They have low
stupid.
AC.
They're
They're,
slow.
they're a bunch of hit points, is what they
Yeah,
are.
damage.
but they're not even.
10 damage. Okay.
For the first one, and that would hit again
Okay.
for 13 damage for the second one.
All right.
Nice.
I will attempt to trip this one as well.
No, you will not. You will attempt to dodge out of the way as his hulking figure comes crashing down at your feet.
There we go. Okay. Opens it up.
I will put the bottom of my mace or my maul right on his head and just kind of stand there and just kind of look really handsome. And he goes,
I did everything.
I did it again.
Devar.
Am I hidden from Gran?
Yeah.
Alright, shooting her in the butt.
She's not looking your way and had a really bad perception roll.
18 to hit.
That'll hit.
I got you in the butt. I mean,
What?
in the butt?
Root rolls. Let's see, I've got 10,
He's just like
14, 18.
in a shack in the woods, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Okay. Is that all of your turn?
Yep. Oh, no, sorry. I will move.
Stick and move.
Hide.
Ooh.
With a 26.
Stop rolling that die. Big Rich.
I'm going to move my flaming spear.
Oh, that's gonna get real.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna be right here, and it's gonna ram into Grant.
Okay.
The frog has to get out.
Yeah,
She
every-
fails her dex save.
6 damage, fire, and I am also going to attack Gran with a, with a shocking grasp.
Do it.
Is it at advantage or is it not? No.
I don't think anybody's used it. So
It should be at advantage.
You used it, you said.
no. Oh
You
yeah.
did use it. And then-
Yeah, because you go before my
Oh
frog
yeah,
does.
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna attack it.
Okay.
Oh, crit.
Nice.
That's really good. 13. 13 and 16, 29.
Oh my god.
Shocking grass.
That's a
crap
cantrip.
out of her, yeah.
It's a hell of a cantrip.
And that's lightning damage. 1, 2, 3,
And
4,
run away.
5.
Brave Sir Robin.
4. Yeah.
You can see this viscous black blood is starting to pour from various orifices. She fixes you with an evil glare as you retreat beyond her reach, as she's not in control of her muscles, and she can't quite attack you at that moment.
Have you seen that play of that grandma getting ganked?
She's gonna like stare you right in the eye and say, "You'll pay for this." And then she kind of looks around at all of you. "You'll all pay for this. I'll get every last one of you."
She doesn't know I'm here.
And with that,
Counterspell.
she disappears.
Counterspell.
It's not a spell.
It's not a spell? Dang it.
It disappears how?
Allison.
Are you sure it's not?
I find it hard to believe
It's
that a
not a spell.
teleport is not a.
She's not teleporting.
So which hag
She
thing?
disappears from view.
Disappears from view, but is there still a booming energy shield floating around her?
After about 6 seconds, you notice that the booming energy explodes, even though she's not there.
And 13 damage would have happened. I don't know how that will.
Okay. That'll be okay. She disappears from sight.
I'm gonna try so hard to track her.
Salute Allison.
Yeah, you guys.
Can I still have my 100 cents on her?
Yep.
Can I try to figure out where the fuck she might have gone with a perception?
Sure.
I'm gonna help you.
I get advantage regardless. Thank you. 21.
You have no idea where she went. It's so simple too. You kind of immediately before, while everyone's still trying to piece together what the hell just happened, you're already rifling through her kind of bags and pouches, and you pull out 2 potions of healing
Okay.
and 200 gold coins.
Okay.
Dude, she's just invisible somewhere.
Yeah, she probably is.
I will take a short break here.
Oh, no. Are we still in initiative?
You can be if you'd like to.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast a fireball right on top of us.
Okay, nothing happens. I mean, aside from the fireball, the explosion of smoke and fire all around you, but it whirls away to nothing.
Oh, wait, did she finish her turn there? In that sense?
What do you mean?
Did she finish her turn right here? In that
I'll
spot?
have you make an Arcana check.
Okay. That is a 20.
20. Big Rich kind of takes a moment to start adding things together in his mind. How these creatures seem to appear and disappear at will. And drawing upon his knowledge of old folk tales about hags. And you seem to kind of recall these aren't
using Misty Step.
beings necessarily. These beings aren't necessarily
Planar.
home to our native plane.
She's just going to a
And there have been
different
tales of them having the ability to shift between planes at a whim.
But I counterspelled.
It is. She's not casting a spell.
It's an ability.
It's an ability.
Her
Do not
ability
think your DM didn't think
Piece of
this
shit.
is exactly what would happen. I very much knew that people might take counterspell because they hate me.
Nothing on the ogres.
They don't want me to have fun.
to.
No.
You
no,
in
they had
particular?
everything.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, she night hags specifically have the ability to go ethereal as an action.
Do you have see invisibility?
See invisibility wouldn't do
no.
anything.
Yeah, what?
It's,
You
They're
you
not
see
really-
things.
They're
Ethereal?
not in this plane.
Yeah.
If they go in the ethereal plane, then I can see them. If I had to.
She's gone.
Yeah.
But
I'm not certain. I mean, I'll look
Yeah,
it up
yeah.
for sure, but I have to.
She probably wouldn't even go to that plane, would she?
I have to
I
go
don't
to the
know.
bathroom.
It is the ethereal plane that she goes to.
Yeah, you're physically moving. All right, and we're back as our party has dealt another grievous blow to the hags that seem to have been terrorizing the lands. Those of you who still had rest to take are able to gain a few, kind of a few more, maybe an hour's worth of sleep before the sun is finally starting to rise. And it's, time to set on the road again.
So do we get
So,
a long rest
No
for that?
long, but we do get a short, or what?
Yeah, in theory I shouldn't have said long rest before.
Oh, too late.
We had already had a long rest. That was our second night.
Correct.
So
Honestly,
you just give
you
us
could
a
just
short rest.
just take a long rest.
Well,
Okay.
did it take longer than an hour for us to do that fight? Well, then we can go back to sleep.
No, but you can't cast spells as part of a long rest.
It's,
Like-
No. It's you can
No.
have an interrupted up to 1 hour of a long rest, but then you have to go back to sleep.
I thought you couldn't cast spells.
That hour.
Anyways, it doesn't matter.
either way, yeah, it doesn't matter.
We get whatever we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a chandelier.
Whatever we want.
Yeah, there's a chandelier.
Definitely. I swing on the chandelier.
You do 1,000,000 damage. Alright. You're able to, by pushing hard, make it the majority of the way towards Tribor. The following night, things seems much calmer at night, and not in a foreboding sense. There's still kind of a faint, just a very faint sense of unease, but you're all able to take a very comfortable sleep the following night, feeling far safer than you have in a week. And the following day, you're able to come upon the city of Tribor. About, I'm guessing early morning, probably before noon. Not super precise with these distances.
You should just look at the big giant map over there.
Oh man, but it doesn't exist if it's not on camera.
Pixar, it didn't happen.
Yeah, Pixar, it doesn't happen. Yeah, Nick.
Isn't that how you do your life?
How are you gonna?
Oh, I was gonna say we're going over here. All right, Nick, point for the. Lower it, lower. And
Yeah.
stop.
Someone else has to point.
We're right here.
Yeah.
So we were over here somewhere, and then we
Pretty
just
bad.
moved all the way right here.
Yeah.
Okay, here, you just, right there now.
We're gonna have to hang that up behind.
Yeah, behind Craig. That's what I didn't have time to do that today, but
No, it looks
Yeah,
great.
Jesus,
though.
Dan.
That will look good.
all I did was get a big giant map mount.
No,
It doesn't
no.
even look that big, actually. Like, it's probably the biggest D&D map we've ever seen, but
Yeah.
it's not that big of a map, really.
Ah, it's. I mean, they don't get
It's a
much
regular
bigger.
size.
Any
map.
bigger and they're unwieldy.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's just like a regular size map.
Yeah, a good one.
Still.
We should have one that we can just like roll down.
Oh, yeah.
I want a topple map now.
A topping around.
I want.
You'd have
I
to,
want that
you'd have
too.
to, like, get that. There's
So
got to be a special machine
You gotta
for that,
make
right?
that. At this
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
I figure there's probably something that does, like, 3D rendering.
you do arrive at Tribor.
Do we level up?
Is there anything specific that you guys would like to do?
In
Level
Tribor?
up.
In
Yeah, we gotta go
Tribor.
talk to that. We gotta go talk to the mayor, right?
Mhm.
Was that the
And go to the
Burgermeister?
library to do some research.
Yeah, we gotta go talk to the Burgermeister.
Sure.
Yeah.
You find him in his
But before we arrive, I'm gonna message him. We killed all the hags. It should be fine. There shouldn't be any other problems.
and just so we're clear though, you guys took the potions and the gold
Yeah.
and then left, right?
No, the ogres.
What about them?
I want to loot those bitches.
Yeah, no. You guys got all the
Wait,
loot.
there
But you
was-
took the loot and then you left.
Like,
Well,
we did
Alice,
cut
it's
the
fine.
head? No, nothing? No proof?
Wait, what? Oh, are you guys? Did you cut the head off?
That's just what I meant to say, but we just wanted to break, so.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
No, yeah, I think would
This
we
is why
know
I'm giving you that option
Yeah.
before.
would we know to do that?
Would I know to do that?
It strikes you as unnecessary. However, you do. Big Rich does remind you that you were asked to bring proof.
Oh. We only got one hag's head.
We got all
So
the ones
all
that
of
were
the
there.
hags,
Yeah.
there was ever only one hag,
Yes.
and we killed her.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're doing
okay.
this all over a message.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
he has
That's
telepathy.
what I'm
I
saying.
got message.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I'm saying.
Okay.
You do find.
Yeah, so I just don't know of your plans.
Oh man.
Apparently not. You do find the mayor. He's kind of got his own. It's a very modest office, kind of on
'Cause
the
I feel
center
like
street
he'd be
of
against it.
Tribor.
Yeah.
I've got the mage hand holding the head.
Yes.
I
It's just like-
I want to come talk to him again too. So.
Several of the villagers outside are kind of are quickly finding back alleys or doors to kind of duck in or out of the way of as they see this like gross purple head that you guys are carting through town. Like
yeah, and I'm like prestidigitating like fireworks as we go by.
it's
Bring out your
the town is very
dead.
much the approach to this as you would when your cat brings home a mouse and it
Yeah.
tries to bring it in the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah, and that's how happy they are. They would set off fireworks if they could.
Yes, they're pretty proud of themselves.
yeah.
So you are able to find your way to his the mayor's very modest offices just off the main street there. They seem very functional. They're not overly adorned or anything. And you find him sitting at his desk doing paperwork. He kind of looks up at you. He sees this head. Bloody hell is that? Kind of uncharacteristic of him, but you take him by surprise.
Who's all there? We're all there.
I'm
Everybody
there.
went in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm there
Okay.
to have one of our pots, and I'm just banging it the entire time as we're going.
all right.
Bring out your
Pretty much.
Okay, so we go in
This is
there.
the most morbid parade.
I feel that it should be Stinky who talks, and he should be alone with the mayor because he is very persuasive. It's very important. I won't even go in there.
Yeah, that's not a terrible idea.
It's very persuasive.
Dane stands there just with his hammer.
Insight check.
Okay.
Nothing is stopping you from just walking in. It's up to you.
I know.
Okay.
Okay. That's a 10.
That's a 20 deception.
I rolled so bad.
You can still go in. Like, one of the things
Still,
is if
it's
you
just-
think somebody's lying, you're allowed to think they're lying, right?
Dane
Yeah,
lets
but
him walk in,
it's still up
basically.
there from my point because I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So like what Adamar knows isn't.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Well, I would imagine that Adamar would be, rather than know that something's up, you would just be unsure, more of an awkward feeling.
Okay, I can make sure that I now have the ability to make sure that he can't lie around us anymore.
Who? Who can't
The
lie?
mayor.
Oh, anymore. Oh, you have a zone of truth spell?
I do.
An
I
area,
don't know if that's really
an area of
gonna
truth.
be all that important in there. I mean, I trust this guy.
You trust him, and you say that. Yet last time you didn't really like him so much.
Well,
but it has changed.
Yes.
It's feelings
I feel
change.
like we've got
It's-
a mutual understanding.
I feel like right now Stinky takes a moment just to kind of adjust to his
Yeah, yeah,
father.
I'm
Is
just
it
like-
getting hot
yeah.
out here?
Like I
I
feel like
think
I'm
it's
really
a good idea that I go in.
What did you say?
That he goes in.
I think it's a good idea. I seem to build some rapport with him last time.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. What are you doing there? Are you doing anything?
I'm just following the crowd.
Okay.
Just kind of like surfing in
I
between
have the,
everybody's legs, keeping out of sight.
I make sure that the big hammer is visible, and just kind of like lean on it or something like that the entire time that where their conversation is going. But I'm in a different world mentally.
Alright. So yeah, you walk.
Rocks.
I just looks really stern.
So you walk in and yeah, completely like just this guy doesn't know what. All of a sudden, this floating gross hag head is in front of his face.
Yeah.
What the bloody hell is that?
We found part of the problem.
All of the
All
problems.
of the
Really,
problems.
there's no more problems.
Dear gods, that thing is disgusting. But can you put that away?
You
Jesus.
don't. This is a way. You asked for
500.
proof.
500 gold, then we'll put it away. Or I mean, that's the price for the hag.
We just killed a hag in your woods.
But our deal was for 300.
We didn't really sign that. It was just.
Well, no, I expected you to honor your word. I thought I made this very clear.
Okay,
we're not a rich town.
just
We
bump-
simply don't have the gold.
Bump it up a little.
Just, I mean, he's not gonna be happy unless you do.
Yeah, you can make a
Like-
persuasion roll.
Oh god.
Can I be glaring at him this whole time?
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. I assumed you were
9.
9. Okay.
Oh.
I don't think you did it.
You see kind of his resolve. Sorry, are you doing something?
No,
No,
no. I
see-
can't do anything in this.
You see his resolve kind of stiffen a bit, and he says, "Listen, I thought I made this very clear. Our town is on a budget. If I give you more than I promised, people could starve."
Okay, it's okay. You can give us a 3 on that.
It's what we agreed to before, Rich.
Mm,
Yes.
yeah, it was, but I don't have to mention that.
He stands up and he kind of gives Adamar a bit of a nod of his head, and like, "At least some of you have some honor," and kind of walks out.
What? I didn't say anything.
He looks like Adamir looks like oddly too proud of himself.
Yeah. Like, I don't even telepath it. I just do this.
Yeah.
After about 15 minutes, he returns from the back room with a small kind of chest and kind of lays it out on his desk there. He says, "Well, this is really all we can afford, and it's probably more than we can afford, but we couldn't have survived if what you say is true, and I've never seen anything like this before in my life. Please take this as your reward. I hope you can be grateful for what we're offering."
30 divided by
you.
6, yeah.
Yeah, I take it and I say, "You're welcome," and I just walk out so that we don't have any other points to talk about because something might come up.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, and we're like, I'm like, okay, have a good day.
Okay,
We'll,
thanks, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Is it just me left standing in the room with him?
I'm trying to like.
are you following them out, or are you sticking around? It's up to you.
He's gonna make a will save.
Okay.
Yeah, he gets like begrudgingly like leaves the room.
Nice.
Dane finds himself alone in the room after thinking, it's like,
Yeah, you
start getting all shifty.
We come back in and then just grab
yeah,
him.
the door pulls open, you just like arm sticks out and you grab Kane and just pull him
Just
through
like
the door.
two mage hands.
No, just one of those like big long like poles with a hook on the end and just
Shepherd.
Yoink!
and yes, true to his word, there's not a gold shy of 300.
Okay.
Perfect.
50.
Yeah, so that's 50 each, right?
Yeah.
I leave my share in.
Oh,
Where?
that's
In the chest?
75.
No, no, not the.
It was
Okay,
like in a chest.
Okay, I'll take my share then.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure this out in my brain. It's not,
So-
working.
That's okay.
It's not working.
That's
It's not working right now. My brain is.
we've gotten 500 total though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody got 50.
Everyone got 50.
Yeah.
He's talking about that you found on the hags. So 500 total, yeah.
Oh, okay.
50 or no, that's not 50 each.
It would be less. It would be
No,
closer to
that's
100
not
each.
50 each.
Yeah.
No,
that's-
for the 300.
Your maths are
Yeah,
broken.
So 300 is 50 each.
Yeah.
So then you got 200 before, which is math.
83.3 each.
83.3 each.
Just make it
83
84.
each.
84.
84. Just make it 84. It's not gonna be a big deal.
Okay.
Damn inflation.
And there's 2 healing pots still.
Yeah, and then now what we gotta do, we're just gonna go back, try and get to Nightstone, right?
Let's go to.
Or not Nightstone.
You can go wherever the hell you want.
What was the name of that library?
But we still want to get
Neverwinter.
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 Yeah, let's go to Neverwinter.
Alright.
I think, right?
I think so.
Sure.
Do they have
Supplies.
supplies here? Yeah, like I want a tent.
I'd like to buy a saddle for Fierce Gypsy too if I get.
I would like to get like outdoor equipment.
Sure. Yeah, there is a
Can we
market
just like go
here.
through and... Okay.
Yeah. You're able to find all those things. A saddle, I want to say that's like 15 gold or so.
Sure.
Well, whatever. Look it up in your player's handbook.
Nope, 15.
Because it's way more, I think.
Yeah.
No,
the saddle isn't. But
there's also bit and bridle that you want to get to.
Yeah, you need
Didn't-
There's a couple of things you need.
you already bought. You already bought the bit and bridle and the saddle for Furious Gypsy.
Yeah, I think you
I
bought.
did.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
you
you
did
bought
right,
that-
right at the very beginning. Like when you got her, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bought that when you bought the
Oh.
course, I believe.
I was told that I didn't have that. But okay.
Oh, I thought you did.
I cannot recall. If you go onto YouTube and check episode 9 of TBD tabletop games,
Definitely.
scroll
Just
about.
as soon as it's uploaded, I will check it out.
That one is uploaded.
Yeah, that
Oh,
one is
nice.
uploaded.
Then I will.
Jerk
I'll
face.
double check.
Yeah,
I was trying to be snippy. And,
Yeah, I know you were.
no,
That's where I
he's
stopped.
yeah, he's got that one episode up, so can't fault him.
For that.
Everything else, it's just an asshole.
Yeah, just a riding saddle is only 15.
Yeah, I think it's actually 10.
Or 10, sorry, and 2 for the bit and bridle.
Yeah.
Is there like
If you want an exotic saddle, it's 6.
Oh, I want an exotic saddle. I'll probably need an
You
exotic
don't.
saddle.
The best you could get really is a military saddle. The exotic
yeah,
saddles.
for a draft horse?
Yeah, the best you can get is the military. The exotic saddle doesn't actually like. It's not any better than the military saddle. It's for an exotic beast.
Or if you want to do something
Oh, so
exotic.
if you want to saddle on a bear or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or a squirrel.
why?
I don't know, but that would be exotic, wouldn't it?
It would be.
Yeah.
The squirrel might have a
There's no
hard
doubt
time
about that.
I'm
moving.
just saying, it would take a lot of work. It
You
would
get
be hard.
3 separate wizards to all cast enlarge on it.
Yeah.
So it goes from tiny to small to medium to large. And a druid to cast awaken on it. And then you put that saddle on it and you ride that squirrel.
But you can't
Stack
double
those?
cast something.
Probably
you can't
not.
stack enlarges.
Probably not, no.
No, you just cast it till it's permanent, and then you try.
Well, you just
So for
ruined the
1 year.
magic there, Dan.
And then you cast it again
Just saying.
on this, which is now
You,
permanent.
you take 3
Yeah,
years
but-
to make the squirrel insanely large.
Yeah, can we? So, and we can get rations and stuff here. Or
Yeah,
we gonna need to
absolutely.
like take care of rations.
You probably have enough to get to Neverwinter, but by then you definitely want to buy more.
Can I get some like nice rations?
I've been hunting for like the entire trip.
Oh right, for us, right? Okay.
And I've been telling you where all the berries
Yeah.
should be too. So
Like it's berries
Yeah,
and a
right
small
there.
game.
yeah, I can tell you where those are within like 10 minutes.
You will probably need to buy some more feed.
Yeah.
I think that's like 2 gold is like.
Yeah, feed is cheap.
Yeah.
Feed is super cheap.
Any repairs on the cart needed at all?
No, not as yet.
Can I buy a portable battering ram? Do they have one of those? Here?
No.
That's major city stuff, man.
It's here.
I don't even know what that is.
Like a battering ram?
Is it literally just.
Yeah. Portable
Like
batting.
the-
portable ram.
The thing that like a SWAT team would have to
Not
get
here.
through doors.
That's a big city
No.
thing.
That's
Okay,
a big
I'll
city
just
thing,
make
yeah.
one.
They're not, yeah.
It's
that's
just
not
a
like
log.
I guess that's true. Possibly. You might be able to buy that in the city.
Okay. Alright.
I'll look into it for next session. If that's
Yeah, no, that's
That's gonna
fine.
be a thing.
We just started talking about equipment, so I was like,
fair enough.
anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna buy a tent. A 2-person tent for me.
I'm gonna buy 250 worth of I don't know if I can worth of spell writing components.
Oh yeah, I'd like some of that too.
Okay, yeah. You can buy writing components here. That's
Big
one of the
enough.
things they have on hand, yeah.
okay.
Do they have a library?
Not here, no.
Okay.
It's not that big of a town, unfortunately.
Right.
There's no recreational reading going on. You gotta go work that field, boss.
Yeah.
They know where they're at by the pictures
Yeah,
rather than by the
yeah.
words underneath them. Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't say tavern. There's just A mug?
Like the dragon's nip or whatever. Yeah, that's something.
Are
that's
we
the dragon
do
with
we
the
have any
nipple.
other quests here? Does anybody remember if we have any other quests here? I don't think so. Hey, like
No,
we were
I
just
think-
passing through here, and they
Nope.
told us to kill those hags. Well, they didn't, but that's what ended up happening. So I think we'll just head back to.
I just got 90 gold, so I'm going to spend 50 of it to learn one of Rich's spells, but I'll figure out which one.
Yeah, for sure.
Can
We'll
I-
just head out to Neverwinter.
Can you guys get the my ritual spells?
No.
Ranger spells? Okay.
No. They gotta be.
It's gotta be
wizard.
Wizard?
ritual
Okay.
spells.
I don't know if you.
I can.
You can?
You can?
Just any?
Yeah, any
Rituals?
ritual spell that's
Or is
written
it
down.
warlock rituals?
No,
No, any
because
ritual
of the
spell.
tome, you
Yeah.
can use any ritual spell.
Oh, that's pretty
Yeah, so any from any scroll or anything, I can write it down.
Okay.
Did you want the
What?
commune thing that I have?
Commune with beasts or whatever.
Yeah, I forget. I think it's like locate plant or beast or something.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll take a look for sure because I definitely want it. It only cost me 50 gold and I have it. So.
Alright. So everybody's concluded at Tribor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright. So we're having all your business concluded in Tribor, as far as you know. Perhaps there were great fortunes just around the bend, but destiny has something else in plan for you. You set out again. You start your trek once again for Neverwinter. The first 2 days pass by unremarkable. The nights once again seem very calm. Maybe just a little bit of the spooky sense, but nothing comes out of the woods. No strange questions coming back to haunt you. The third day, however, it rains.
Oh, nice.
This is dreary drudging work, but you push through it. Not the hardest task you faced. And the fourth day, once again, the sun shines. Just a few hours into your fifth day, the grand city of Neverwinter, its walls kind of loom before you as you break away from Neverwinter Woods. The path coming over to lead towards the large city gates, where from the distance you can see a small group of guards, easily recognizable by their kind of uniform attire. A small amount of kind of villagers in merchants and stuff, people with large kind of packed carts and overburdened donkeys, kind of mingle about these front gates as you're approaching. Oh, I don't have my map anymore. As you approach what would you like to do?
As we come into view of the city, I'm like, well, we made it. Now, what the fuck are we doing here again?
We are going to the library.
And doing
Yes.
what at the library?
Something. We'll figure it out. It's okay. Let's just go.
What?
I don't
They're
remember.
probably gonna ask us what we're doing.
We're
I mean, when we get
we
there.
had a scroll of from Dices.
Oh, right,
I
right,
didn't
right.
really
You're
like
right.
her, but
Did that,
you know.
I take out that scroll and I'm like, does this tell us what we're supposed to do? They're supposed to take the book to the library or something?
So
We
there's
still have the contract we signed.
there is
The
the
artificers.
so there's the contract for just your adventuring contract essentially,
Mm-hmm.
and the second note which is entitled to Cornelius. And it kind of says, please assist these adventurers in determining the origins of this book as best you can.
Okay, yeah, so we go to the library.
You gotta go into the city first.
Oh, yeah, well, we'll walk up to the gates and be like,
Sure.
Oh, whoa.
does anybody stop us?
Yeah, one of the guards, kind of a little stouter. He's a little bit wider.
Yeah.
He sees you all approach, and he kind of
We
walks.
use minor illusion in the back of the carriage and make a box and hide in the box.
All right.
As we go up there?
Yeah.
Or just like in front of them?
No, as we go up there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go in. Alright.
As you kind of
He's gonna say we're smuggling people now. They're gonna.
Yeah, do I see any of this? Like him just trying to.
Yeah, like, do we notice that?
Yeah.
Do we notice that?
Are you right, or where are you guys? Are you?
My passive, it'd be behind you, but my passive perception is 15.
I'm on the horse, but without
Yeah, he's riding bareback.
bareback.
Duncan's riding.
We'll have you make a stealth
bareback.
roll.
Yeah, I don't know, cause it could be hilarious. I think.
Yeah, like oh, I don't know that guy.
'Cause they're not looking at you.
21.
21. That's your perception rolls, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, perception rolls?
I didn't do it.
Oh, 24. Natural 20.
You might have detected just the faintest whiff of arcane magic coming from the back, where you know Devar to hide on occasion.
No.
As your kind of cart rumbles up to the front of the gates, he kind of holds up his hand for you to stop.
Alright.
He's kind of got a very relaxed position. He looks at you all. What's your business?
Oh, we're gonna see Cornelius at the library.
Right. 10 gold each. In you go.
I'm gonna let him know.
Insight check?
Oh.
Yeah, you can make it.
I don't want to let him know now.
What?
Yeah, no,
make an
now
insight
he's in
check.
free. I'll just give it to him. I'm like, whatever.
11.
This is a shakedown, but I don't care.
Let's just walk away. We'll come back later on when we have the gold. Let's just walk away.
Okay, I walk away.
You said that out loud?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like kind of like start like beep, beep. Backing up the donkeys.
Okay.
And is the gate open or is it like closed completely? Because like there's people coming in and out. I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's by no means like shut down. The
Yeah,
gate.
like, and I'm taking a long time.
Great.
The gate is open, right? The
Yeah.
both the doors and the
I
portcullis
don't
is
think we should be
raised.
messing around with this, but
Oh no.
whatever, fine.
It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay.
You
We can mess
do
around with
see
whatever
that
we
there
want,
are
that's
that this isn't something that is exclusive just to you. You do see that there are
Alright.
other villagers that are and merchants that are kind of going through the same thing.
Okay. I tell them okay as soon as we're far away enough from them.
Yeah. You back your cart up
Yeah.
and you maybe 50 or so feet
Whatever,
just
yeah.
off to the side.
Okay. This might take a little bit more time, but we can go in for free. It's okay. I got this.
What do you?
You shouldn't go first. I cast invisibility on
Well, he was already getting it for free. They didn't even see it.
but I can do it to everyone.
I'm like, I don't know. Okay. I don't think I could get by.
I'm gonna start.
I don't
making a
sneak
big
so
ruckus
good.
from the back of the cart. I'm like, "What's going on? What is going on here? Can't they see that the Dane is here?
You're banging on,
Bang
the
on
side of the
everything,
cart.
man, everything."
Oh, I think you
I'm,
might have to pay.
I get out.
I'm still
of
in
the
that
cart,
box.
and I go right to the front. I'm like, "Do you know who I am?"
He just kind of looks down at you and no.
Yeah.
10 gold and points inside.
I am a clan crafter, and I have the respect of the stout folk. So I'd like to see if I can, because of the esteem that comes from being me. But here's the other thing. Because I was in the gnome suit for 100 years,
Okay,
I don't know if my name would have gone here yet.
fair enough.
So,
So you're
I
part
start
of the-
rallying everybody else, like all the villagers or whatever beside me, trying to find other dwarves and ask them, "Do you know of the Dane?" And bringing them forward and saying, "This guy can tell you. This guy can tell you of the Dane.
So,
My legendary work."
Roll a d20, and one of these things is going to tell me what to.
Investigation?
I want to say investigation. Yeah, it's got to be investigation.
So I have a 10.
Okay.
Do you want my investigation? So, because if I did an investigation, it's 9. Because I have -1 for investigation.
Oh, okay.
2 times.
Yeah, you find a dwarf, but he kind of just looks at you in a very bewildered fashion, As you start, you should know this. You know that. He's kind of shaking his head gruffly before he kind of shoves you away. Never heard of you. Nobody seems to pipe forward. But you kind of return to the front. The guard says, "Listen, if you're on contract, I can let you off. I can get you in at the reduced rate, 5 gold."
And my companions? My entourage?
I can't speak for them.
No, I'll take the 5 gold.
See you fuckers later. So he just goes in. We're just like watching him, and then he's like storms.
I start walking in.
Yeah, he storms around, makes a big ruckus, and then walks inside after paying out the 5. What would the rest of you like to do?
I'm still hiding on my box.
Still hiding your
I'll
box?
pay it.
I never broke that barrier.
You'll pay? Okay.
I'm gonna go invisible.
Alright.
So I just dropped a bunch of people off the cart. And so I'm just like, I turned the cart around again.
Yeah.
And then go in and that was the guy saying to me.
When we're like back there though, I'll switch out. Like I go and find another coin purse and put only 10 gold in it,
Okay.
so it looks like I don't have that much money.
Okay. As you roll back up, he kind of looks at you. And, you guys are a bit odd, eh?
Well, you're not wrong.
Right. 10 gold.
Okay. I
Where-
jangle around in my coin purse.
Well,
I don't care. Yeah.
well, with dices she sent us
I have no idea who that is.
the downfall the
She
downfall
does
to the
strike me as the
south.
kind of person.
I
Important
literally, I'm just
Oh.
doing my job, buddy.
We're gonna charge her later on. I'm gonna write it in.
That's a good point.
Big Rich starts taking notes.
I
silently,
did- I-
invisibly.
I like hold out the coin purse and just kind of dump all of it in his hands of the 10.
He puts it in a little pouch, tosses it off to one of the other guards.
Put my pouch and like put it on my belt again. Like now that's just where I keep my
Yeah, it
gold.
hangs very loosely and empty.
Okay.
If it could shed a tear, it would.
Tear of sadness. Yeah. Okay, so everybody take their gold off.
Yeah.
Who's gonna pay, and if you don't have to.
And they allow your cart to rumble in, never the wiser of the gnomes hiding away in the back.
Dane just kind of, while he's waiting for everybody else to go through, he's going to go right to the side of the gate. Like, is it stone or what is it? The walls.
What the gate is made out of?
No, the walls around it.
Yeah, it's all
It's
stone.
all stone. So he
Yeah.
just goes right to the side and kind of
It's
does
one of
his
those
little-
Japanese gates. It's all wood and paper.
He just he does the little tag like, you were touched by a stranger, whatever. That last time.
Oh, gee.
You take an opportunity of the guards being distracted by the shenanigans going on out front, and quickly tap in the obscure and odd phrase on the side of the wall before giggling and scurrying back. You're able to get yourself into the cart.
I like it.
It takes you a few minutes to get yourself oriented inside of the city, and asking a few kind of passers-by. But you are directed to the Grand Library, which is a very iconic look to it. Very tall spire, very slender and sleek-looking building. Dozens of windows dot the sides of it, kind of ascending in a spiral fashion. You're able to approach these kind of grand copper doors inset into this ivory kind of awning. And you know they're closed, but they're lovingly inscribed with images of books and students and deep thought, lit by candlelit light. Kind of hunched over books. What would you guys like to do?
They're closed currently?
Well, the door is.
Oh. I thought you meant like everything else was like shutters. Okay.
Yeah, there's a sign on the wall. On
I
the
was-
sign
I was just
on the
like,
side
what?
that has open.
Yeah,
some
it's
neon.
like it's not lit up, so you know it's closed.
No, the door is just closed, but it's probably about noon.
Oh, okay.
We
Walk
go in.
in.
Yeah. I tried the door.
Yeah, you're able to pull the little ring, and the door kind of squeaks open. And then you're kind of greeted with a little bit smaller of a chamber than you would have expected based on the doors. And there's a very
I say that.
there's a thin man kind of sat behind a very simple desk off to the kind of the side, and he kind of like pokes his head up and kind of blinks at you guys for a moment as the light kind of streams in. Do you have an appointment?
Yeah, well, an appointment is such a broad term. We're here to see Simon.
No Simon. No Simon's here. Please. No appointment. You don't need to be here.
Cornelius?
Dade starts walking off.
Cornelius.
Oh.
Starts looking for the
No, it's
picture books.
Cornelius. We're
Oh.
looking for, actually.
Yeah.
Books.
We do have a Cornelius, yes.
Yeah, that's the guy I want to see.
May I see your letter, please?
But my letter of what?
The one you're referring to.
Okay, yeah, here, I get it.
Yes, okay. Please, one moment.
Can I have that back?
I will show it to Cornelius, and then I will return. And he kind of shuffles off. You can say he's got a very simple kind of garb, very plain. It's well made, but not ostentatious at all. You kind of wait awkwardly in this small
Yeah, like all of us are
antechamber.
just like in this like little cloister.
Yeah, for about 15 minutes before a side door opens once again and he returns. Yes, he is expecting you. Please follow me.
Yeah, we had an appointment. That's why. Can we
The-
have
the letter?
Oh, yes, right, and he hands it back to him.
Dana's sitting in
He
the kids
leads
section.
you.
Picture.
He kind of starts leading you around in a kind of a counter, what would be a counterclockwise fashion, as this entire building has kind of a gentle slope and a slight curvature to the left. As the tower almost seems to be built into a very giant spiral design with huge racks and racks of books on either side as you continue. The way is occasionally dotted with small little alcoves on the kind of outward facing wall. Little rooms that look like they would be for a private study kind of thing.
Okay.
He kind of leads you what you would assume to be about a floor, maybe a floor and a half's worth. You're probably maybe 20 or 30 feet off, no, you're probably about 40 feet off the ground if you were to look out the window. And he brings you to one of these small alcoves.
How big's the window?
These windows are probably, they're about yay high and like yay wide.
Like not smashable and jump out at them.
No.
Especially not for you.
Especially not for you, yeah.
Felt like that was a little bit of a shot. I
Yeah.
don't know, that was necessary.
For stinky.
Unnecessary roughness.
Shots fired.
15-yard penalty.
He leads you up to one of these small little alcoves, and kind of opens the door outward. And kind of gives you a little bow and gestures in. And inside, you can see that there's enough room in here for like a kind of a table and enough chairs around for probably about 10 people total. And you see inside kind of a little bit more of a plumper guy. But he's got a very long white beard and very white and gray hair, kind of only just like right around here. There's
He looks like a
nothing-
wizard.
He looks very much like a wizard, or at least a scholar.
Yeah.
Gandalf.
And you see him kind of off in the corner, seated at this table. To his left is a small silver pseudo dragon that he is kind of feeding a little bit of meat to.
With
you
my
see-
background as a sage, would I know anything extra about him? Like anything that the general public wouldn't know?
You can make a history check.
Gandalf the Grey.
Scandal.
25.
Nice.
Yeah,
Alright.
19.
You haven't heard of this particular scholar before, so you surmise that he's probably not a man of great renown. But you're able to intuit that just kind of his manner and the silent respect you seem to get from the kind of the guy who's leading you up to him. Just kind of just the slightest of nods that he gives him. You believe that he's a man who has earned a bit of a respect, if not being well renowned. Seeing you all, he kind of grins widely. He says, "Oh, please, come in, have a seat. I've been expecting you for some time now."
Yeah, well, we killed a couple of hags and then, came here right after that, so.
Oh my word, that sounds terrible. Well, I'm glad you've arrived here now. Hopefully, it wasn't too troublesome for you.
Adamar's right eyebrow just kind of twitches a little, and then he goes, "Yes, it was a little complicated to get here. No other complications on the road, but other than that, we were fine."
Yes, well, wonderful. I'm glad you've all made it. I was starting to get a bit worried. You were a few days short of when I thought you might arrive. I haven't heard much from Dices, but I understand that you have some work for me.
Yeah.
A book.
She sent a letter as well. She kissed the corner. I assumed you had a relationship in the past. I'm just making this shit up. And I hand them the letter.
Make a deception check.
Six.
You're nailing these rolls.
Yeah.
As you start to mention these things, you seem to start to grow a little bit, grow red.
Oh shit!
But he kind of, you kind of carry it on a bit too long, and he kind of catches on for a second, and then you kind of see his expression just sour a little bit. As he catches on to the fact that you might not being very truthful. He says, "Yes, well, I'll need to
But
see
see,
that.
I
for
made
sure."
you happy.
For a time.
little.
Until I broke your heart.
Yeah.
Is that what she said too?
No.
Fireball. No, fireball.
Counterspell.
You all die.
He's got a mix of emotions on his face. Well, I've always been a little bit of a fan, but well, that was another time. I was much younger back in the day. Anyhow, I will most certainly need that letter. And he takes the letter. I assume you guys are, and he kind of sets that down beside him for a moment. Now, what is the work that I'm to be doing for the interests of our I'm not entirely brought up to speed. If you
Oh, well.
We found a book
Well, yeah. Is it the enchantment book that we're supposed to give him, or the other one?
from Quartz Toil.
never heard of that myself. But may I see this book?
Yes.
Yeah.
Artificers thing.
That seems.
He's gonna kind of take it quickly and
Do I think this guy's legit?
yeah, you can make an insight check.
Do I think that he has the capability of helping us with this book?
Make an insight check, and I'll.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Insight. 11. That's not great, but.
It's hard to tell, but he immediately starts handling this book with extreme care.
It's just been bumping around in our
Yeah.
back.
Delicately laying it before him on the table,
Yeah.
and taking each individual page, turning them from both corners.
So yeah.
So as not to stress the pages.
Yeah, I was like, that's exactly how we were handling it.
Just trying to be very delicate.
Yeah.
He's the type of guy I learned from, but I hated him.
Yeah.
I've never seen quite something like this, but it reminds me of something. I'm not entirely certain.
It was from the quartz toilet. It was a gnomish tinkering tower turned into almost a necromancer sort of deal.
I can't say to know the name myself. This is something's.
You don't know it?
Oh God!
Game over.
Game
over.
I broke him with that.
I can't quite put my finger on it for a moment. Any rate, give me a moment to think on this. And he picks back up
I
the
cast
letter.
guidance on him.
He thanks you. He picks back up the letter
Cool, right?
that you gave him, and he opens it. You can see his eyes kind of scan over it, and like, yes, I do believe this is the moment. Stay here a moment. I'm just going to go read this, and then I'll be back. I believe you all were promised something. Just give me a moment. And he goes to the door, and you see him just close the door gently.
Is he? Did I see him like read something that sparked his interest, or was it?
Does he look suspicious?
Yeah, does he look?
Yeah, you can make an insight check.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like it. That's a 6.
Yeah. We feel mild.
Very good. He's
Yeah.
a really nice guy.
You got a 10,
He's
John?
just gonna give us a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, we're all?
Yeah, if
Okay.
you want.
I'm in the children's section. How far is the children's section from me? Can I see the door?
You have not yet realized that there isn't a children's section.
Oh my God!
So, I think that should...
21?
I'm looking for it. I'm looking for the
6?
pictures, man.
Pardon me?
6?
21.
21. And what are you trying... Sorry, what are you trying to...
Am I seriously
Make sure that he's
even
not
a
trying
10?
to snatch this book and run.
No, the book is on the table.
Oh.
He's taken the letter and said, okay, I'm just going to go read this. And
He said that we're owed something.
Never mind then.
Is that what's tripping you guys up?
Yeah.
Oh, he's being truthful. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, we weren't promised.
You guys are making deals that you don't even remember making.
I don't.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we were promised payment.
What? Oh, okay, yeah. Let's.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Like
what this
500
is all
gold.
about.
Yeah.
That was tripping me up. I was like, I thought we were just supposed to bring this to this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we were getting paid when we got back
No,
to
I
Tyson.
thought he took the book.
No. So the book is right
Okay,
in front
yeah.
of him. He
Okay,
picks
then.
back up the letter, right?
Oh, okay.
You
Then
see
we're
him
fine.
kind of move his eyes
Pretend
a
like
bit
that
over it.
happened.
And he says, yes, sorry, I'm just going to go read this. Just give me a moment. I'll be right back. I believe you all were promised something.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be any longer than 5 minutes.
And he does leave the room for a few moments. I don't
He
know.
comes
There's-
back and you're like halfway done casting a spell. He's like,
he's out of the room. It's probably about 5 or 10 minutes. I don't know if there's something that you guys needed to do.
Was there? I don't know. Just the books. Look at the books. Anything interesting?
Not on this lower level. As you kind of noticed, as just watching as you ascended the stairs, it seems that a lot of the lower levels were very mundane tomes. All sorts of knowledge have been gathered and brought here. There's been a lot of things on mining and farming. It reminds you a little bit of the Quartz Toil Library, but far more expansive and far more...
is there anything about monstrosities?
Wanna
not
go
on
up?
these levels.
Okay.
Shit.
Can we go up? Like, are we in a place that we can't? Oh, we're in a room, right?
Yeah, you're
We're
in a room.
We can open the door and go up.
Well, let's
We'll wait for him.
Okay.
just wait for him and then see what happens.
Um,
Like, if we want to
You,
look around,
you
I'm
did
sure.
this, Craig. You made us paranoid. You did this.
Good. You should be. You all done. Anyway. It's about 10 minutes. He returns, and he sits back down in front of you all. Kind of picks up the book again. He says, "No, I do believe I know something. It's going to take me some time to research. I will need a few days. It would be it would be very beneficial to my work if you could leave this with me. I understand how something of such great power, but I'll do my best, but it'll take me a few days to put my things together. Mercurio, and he kind of turns to the little silver pseudo-dragon sitting beside him. I believe you can let their employer know that they've arrived safely. He kind of looks at you safely. And the little pseudo-dragon kind of like, and then hops up to the window before hopping out the window and taking wing, flying off.
What was its name?
Mercurio. Mercurio.
Was he a silver?
Yeah.
Did he,
Yeah, silver. Pseudo-dragon. He then reaches into his pocket and then produces a small sack. And he says, "Now, I'm not very good with this sort of thing." And he had a very almost pleading look on his face. I've been told the deal that you have made has been altered. I'm sure you can all sort it out. I was told you were promised gold, but she told me that what she's going to give you is worth more value, and that you, in theory, owe her money. I'm sure you can all sort it out later. Anyway, she told me simply that you were to think kindly of her and reach into the bag for your reward. It'll first move up to Devar and hold the sack open for you.
Alright, I'll go like deep in there.
Yep. You stick your hand in and rummage around far deeper. Like the bag looks like this, and you're like up to your shoulder.
I like that.
Hey, let's just go deep.
And you eventually your hand reaches something like solid, something hard, and you kind of scoop up these things and pull them
What
out.
happens when you go deep like that?
Yeah.
You pull out
No, I have no idea.
what appears to be a key, and what appears to be a bottle.
Okay.
And attached to the bottle is a small note, just with the writing that says, "Try not to get into too much trouble."
Okay.
He then Cornelius kind of smiles and nods to himself and brings it over to Stinky.
Okay, get my hand right in there. My mage hand. Oh, he was just in the house.
Yeah, go in there without protection.
Yeah, no, I'll go. I'll
It's a bit with your regular hand or what?
Yeah.
Okay, it's good enough. No. You reach in there, and after just a few moments, you feel something soft, and you kind of grab everything and scoop it up. You pull out a set of very pristine robes. They look very similar to what you normally wear. They're very fine, very nice looking robes. As well as on top is a very ostentatious hat.
I'm excited about
It's
that.
almost
like a wizard's hat, or is it like what kind of ostentatious?
it's more of like a noble's kind
like a
of
top hat kind of thing.
You know what?
Like a fedora?
It actually is shaped in a rudimentary top hat shape.
Nice robe and a top hat.
There's also a.
Is it a robe or is it more like a cape?
No, it's a robe. These are robes.
Okay.
You can go buy a shawl if you so choose to. There's a note on kind of nicely laying on the top of your robes, and it says, "I think you'll need these robes more than anyone else. And as for the other, well, the command word will come to you when you need it." And he smiles and kind of puts the bag in front of Adamar.
He reaches in.
While they're doing this, I'm immediately sitting down and casting Identify. Ritually.
he's gonna kind of turn and look at you and, please, the surprise. She always loves a good surprise, but he won't stop you.
He gave us a book with the identifier.
You reach in and you pull out several pieces of leather, right? And as you pull them out, you realize you've got a pair of bracers
Oh, cool. Okay.
and a pair of what appear to be what Dices would think would be very fashionable leather boots.
Ooh. Okay.
They look warm.
Are they Uggs?
Oh, they look warm.
Totally ugly.
They're the boots of cold.
Pardon me?
You don't know.
Cold?
You don't know.
You don't know. He'll then turn to Arnis, holding out the bag
Yep.
for you as well. And as you reach in, forgot there was a
Said the bracers and the boots.
I forgot to say, you'll have a little note that says,
Right.
it'll say, these are great boots. They come in a lot of variety, but I'm just a fan of this style.
Oh God.
Arnis will reach in, and you'll feel something both soft and something very hard. And you'll kind of reach in, and you'll pull
It's your
out.
cock and balls.
You'll pull out 4
No, it's the wizard.
horseshoes with little FGs kind of inscrawled in them.
Okay.
As well as a plush horse toy. And when you when you look at him, you kind of give him a little squeeze, and this little horse toy just immediately says, "I'm a furious."
That's awesome.
It as well comes with a little note that says, "Don't make me regret this."
It says on it, "Is no fun, is no blinksy."
He'll then turn to Dane and hold out.
Did I come back?
Yes, you've been corralled by the
Okay.
the assistant. He's found you doodling in a book that was it was like an anatomy book, and you've been drawing mustaches on all.
The dicks.
Yes.
Yeah, not on the faces. There's mustaches on arms, on torsos, on other places. And he's ushered you back in, taking this book from you as quickly as he could, just
I think we
fretting
got
over
like a
it.
whistle that we can call him with now, right? Like we're like.
Yeah, just. And he'll hold the bag
Forward
out
whistle.
in front of you.
I will reach in, but like both hands, and I'll try and dive into the bag.
Yeah, like his feet are sticking up.
Yeah.
You actually get like almost shoulder depth before Cornelius quickly has to turn it and like upend and almost like pour you out. And as you kind of like hit the floor on your ass, but as you keep pulling out like a long kind of metal shaft, and you keep pulling it out, and you pull out, and it kind of hits the ground with a heavy like thunk, and it's literally a long metal shaft that ends in an anvil.
Yeah, I like it.
Nice. I like that.
I like that one too.
As well as
ball,
you realize you've got a small copper kind of clockwork, almost like an amulet kind of. You've got that in your hand as well, and a little note attached to it that says, "For the man, a few words."
Okay. And you said a clockwork.
Amulet. And then he'll turn finally to Big Rich, and he'll open the bag and hold it out for you to reach into as well.
I grab the bag and put my hand in it.
Okay.
What do I?
Nothing.
It's just the bag itself.
You pull out. It's kind of like it's almost like when you pull it out, you find a very fine, like it's like a binder case kind of thing. Designed to, it looks like it would go around an existing book.
Okay.
And you can see that it's kind of got like little flaps on the ends that would allow you to like kind of close it up really tight, and it's got a faint like magical almost inscription kind of along the gilded edges of this of the cover. And he kind of nods to you, and as you're still holding the bag and with your one arm in, and you've pulled it out, he kind of lets go, and you're still holding the bag. You're left holding the bag.
Yeah, I tie it.
And he kind of nods to himself and says, well,
Is there anything else in there? I just reach in, just feel
Oh,
around.
you have to-
a
you
little
do
bit.
find a note that says you would look in the bag.
Don't
That's
think of bear
hilarious.
traps.
Always
Don't think
looking
of
for
bear
something
traps.
new.
A bear trap.
I mean,
You know what you gotta do is you gotta put a live bear trap in there.
oh yeah.
And then when people go in there, say, don't think of the bear trap. Because then they'll think of the bear trap.
Oh man.
He kind of smiles and nods to himself and says, I think our business is concluded. Please, I advise you to find yourselves an inn in town and have them send word to me so I know where to find you when I've got more for you.
Wonderful, thank you.
And
I'm just trying to
please
figure out what these items are.
enjoy the city. And he kind of lets you guys all out into the city once more.
Before he kind of like ushers us out, where would you recommend for taverns here?
I recommend in the Merchant District, the Blind Dragon. Wonderful place.
The Blind Dragon. Thank you very much.
Yeah, lovely.
Also, what else? What are these magical items?
He nods and smiles. Most assuredly they are.
Wonderful, thank you.
And he waves and departs. Are you guys leaving the book with him, or I just want to know that? So.
Well, I
yeah.
assume he's
I
gonna
think
need it.
so. Well, he did. I don't know. Yeah, he gave me a shiny.
Yeah.
Walk away with that.
He gave me a magic item. I'm happy.
So say you will have. You probably had enough time to cast that identify spell once
Yeah.
before you guys have kind of been kicked out. Not kicked out, but ushered out.
Yeah.
I'll let you choose what you are trying to identify in that
Alright,
time.
let me.
Any one item.
I'll do the robes.
The robes?
Yeah.
These are robes of mending. So every morning, they will repair themselves of all the wear of previous days' travel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's alright for me. I like that, man.
Your
I never
thighs
had to
rub
clean these
together a lot,
bitches.
yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Fucking A, man.
It won't-
Do I get to find out any of my items?
No, because you don't have an identify
What do you,
spell.
yeah, what do you
I
mean?
can't like tune to or anything.
I
It
don't.
takes like half an hour, doesn't it?
Don't think I've
Yeah,
given
but
anything.
we're talking about leaving.
Pass it over when we get to the tavern.
Yeah, we could just do identify as
Okay.
many times as we want once we get back to the tavern. But I just have my. I just like.
Do you
just, like,
take your clothes
old-
off?
Yeah. I take my
Just
old
right in the
robe
middle.
off, and then right where
It
you
just
are. Right as soon as I.
rolls off,
Yeah,
it's just like
yeah, and I just like put them down.
Disintegrates.
So what I'll say is, I'm planning to end our session right here. So if your plan is to go to the tavern and just identify everything, I'll let that happen once you guys make it to the tavern.
Okay.
So unless you guys are going to start doing stuff with your shit right now, just willy-nilly.
I'll put my book in the book cover, I assume.
Yeah. It instantly, it almost like devours your spell book, in a sense. Wraps around it and becomes replacing its original cover.
Okay.
And as you leaf through it, you realize that nothing of your original spellbook has been removed. All your notes, everything is still in your natural handwriting, but the pages almost feel a bit waxier, like they're a bit.
Protected.
Yeah, you could say protected.
Like waterproofed.
Could be, yeah.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah, that's-
Waterproof spellbook.
Yeah. Is there anything else? Anybody else would like to?
Yeah, well, before we go to the bar or whatever, I do want to take Fierce Gypsy to somewhere to stable and potentially look at blacksmith to get the shoes put on Fierce Gypsy.
You'll be able to stable her at the inn, wherever you guys choose to stay.
I put my hat on. I don't know if it does anything or if I can do anything with it, but I put it on.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
You recall that her note said something about you should already know the command word. Something about that.
Try Dices, maybe.
Stinky.
He just goes off every time. Hi, I'm Stinky.
Yeah, I don't know. I should already know. Like I know what it is. I don't even know what it is.
I don't know. What would Stinky naturally make a command word for him?
Gooch him.
Gooch? Yeah, I say gooch.
And as you say the word,
I get it.
as you say the word gooch, instantly you feel something about your hat, and it kind of roils, and pops off your head, and a rat instantly jumps off of your head as well, looking terrified, and starts like booking it for a nearby sewer drain. Great.
So it just makes fucking rats? It's a rat hat?
Say it again.
That's
Yeah.
great. Just keep saying it.
Gooch, 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 gooch.
Two more toads
Oh, it's toads?
burst out of the hat, each of them looking terrified, looking at you, and then booking it in all opposite directions.
Oh, maybe don't waste it.
One, unfortunately, getting crushed by a rumbling cart.
It sucks to be that frog. I put my hat on. It looks good though, eh?
It looks
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
It's weird that random shit keeps coming out of everything. That sucks,
I
yeah.
kind of like look after seeing that. I look very nervously at the bracers. Just,
Is anybody else doing anything, or are we wrapping her
oh,
up?
the bracers. I put the bracers on. Like I already put them on, but I'm just like.
Yeah, they feel you feel a bit of strength.
So I have an idea here, so I'm just going to try it before I just resort to identify. But I'm going to take that key and then just try it on the first lock thing I can find, whether it's a door or.
Okay, roll a d20.
I hope it doesn't break or something.
A 5.
Doesn't work on this lock.
Okay.
It's a key that sometimes opens some doors.
Yeah, I don't know how it works, but.
Well, I wasn't sure, but I was thinking like a skeleton key, but.
Yeah. So you've got a strange mystery key that you don't know what it goes to.
Yeah.
Of course.
In a kind of a bottle that's, or like it's kind of like a bottle. It's kind of like it's probably brass.
Is there anything in it?
You haven't checked.
I'll pop the top, I guess, just to see if there's anything in it.
As soon as you pop the top, smoke just starts pouring out.
Okay, then I'll.
Within seconds, there's 20 feet of smoke all around you. You
That's
quickly
amazing.
stopper it again. And a few moments later, the gentle breeze just causes the smoke to dissipate.
Yeah, like, oh, we could start a wicked band, right?
Yeah.
Everybody do a class bard after this.
I got this awesome hat. You got a fog machine.
Yeah. And a key that I don't know what it does.
I got a stuffy that goes, I'm furious. Does Fierce Gypsy react to the stuffy in any way weird?
No. He doesn't take any note of it.
Looks enviously.
But it does, like, the plushie does appear to resemble Furious Gypsy.
I like it.
Same
Can I
hair
tell if
colors.
there's any magic in it, or if it's just
The talking doll?
Yeah.
yeah?
Yeah, it's magical.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
with
like-
its speech.
It's no work
The
magic.
speech part is
Yes.
magical.
Yeah,
So I didn't know if the talking made it not evident. It is magical.
Fair enough. Well, it's not like a Woody doll.
No.
There's a snake in my boot.
Yeah, pull strings have not yet been invented,
Duncan
unfortunately.
knows what Woody dolls say. 'Cause
Fair enough.
Of my kids.
And the shoes. Once the blacksmith puts the shoes on, is there any noticeable difference?
Well,
to
we're not going to do that because we
Gypsy?
haven't got to the tavern yet. So.
Okay.
You would infer that because you've been told that these items are magical, that upon applying them to the horse, there would be some sort of effect. They seem to be finely crafted, and they've got little FGs, each one monogrammed into them.
FGs.
Furious Gypsy.
Yeah, so I'll leave it with I'll leave
Personalized.
Fierce Gypsy with the blacksmith for the night to get her shoes put on.
Yeah, that'll be once you guys make it
Yeah,
there, but
we'll
that's
tomorrow.
that's okay.
Sure.
We are.
All right. And I think we will end the session here for the week. Thank you all for joining us. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, make a Patreon for us, and then donate to it. Other things.